college football Saturday in the city, Riverside, season opener for the Tigers, taking on the Vikings of Long Beach City College. Alongside Jeff Gorham, I am Mirali Ghazal Hassan. We're wrapping up a great weekend of football here in the city of Riverside. The RCC Tigers, Jeff, the title defense begins tonight. And with that, I mean the state title, obviously, last year, California State Championship, and they got a share of the national championship as well. What a job Tom Kraft has done since arriving here at RCC. The Tigers vie to reach their 5th straight state title game.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have Vince Lombardi, you have Bill Belichick, and, of course, you have Tom Kraft. Tom Kraft, he took 30 players and moved them to 4-year schools. He is doing everything he can to get that next championship ring.
Flipping over to the Long Beach City College Vikings, they're led by their head coach, Brett Peabody, trying to get back to the postseason for the first time since 2015. They are a very young, albeit talented team this year. And either way, Jeff, they always seem to play the Tigers tough. Last year in the season opener in Long Beach, 45-40. The Tigers escaped with a victory, but the Vikings gave them all they could handle.
Well, I'll tell you what, anytime you're RCC, you have a big bullseye on your back. This is a Super Bowl for every team that comes into Wheelock, and Wheelock, they have to defend.
All right, third member of the broadcast team, we'll introduce him shortly. That is Pep Fernandez, wrapping up a big weekend of football here in the city of Riverside. It's the Tigers and the Vikings coming up next on Riverside TV.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
Welcome back to Wheelock Stadium. Ghazal and Jeff back with you. We'll throw it now to our third member of our broadcast team. Waiting on the field is Pep Fernandez.
Hey, Ghazal and Jeff. Yeah, we're just here on the sideline for RCC. And, Jeff, real quick before kickoff, I did want to mention that we were talking to Kevin Kraft, the quarterback's coach and the son of Tom Kraft here from the RCC Tigers. And he was telling us that he was living in Japan. He moved back here to Southern California to coach with RCC. He further expanded on that, saying he played and coached professional football in Japan for 12 years. But now he's started a family. He's got 2 little kids. They wanted to come back to Southern California to raise his kids. So he's excited to be at RCC, but what a great experience. He was in Japan playing and coaching professional football, and now he's back here with the RCC Tigers.
Teeing up for Long Beach City College. Eric Zavala will tee it up. Zavala, last year at Pius X St. Matthias, 44 touchbacks and 51 kicks. Soccer player will approach it. Now he's a football player. Another looks like it's going to go into the end zone. And a touchback to start it off for Long Beach City College.
Well, he's built like a linebacker. Look at that guy.
6'4", 230-pound freshman. And he's kicking it off. We mentioned it in the open, Long Beach City College, a young team this year, but they're a talented team. Coach Brett Peabody says, a lot of freshmen are going to play a lot of significant roles. For the Tigers, though, at the controls is Brady Jones, third-year player who was a gray shirt a couple of years ago, backup quarterback last year from Vista Murrieta. Divine Pearson lines up behind him, the sophomore from Chaparral in Temecula. First down play from the 20, complete to the outside, dancing to the 36 and then leaning forward to the 40-yard line. Jackson Owens, the sophomore from Chanhassen, Minnesota, Minnetonka High School, and a quick 16-yard gain for the Tigers up to the 41. Tempo for the offense. Jones to throw to the outside again, complete again to Owens. And that's what it sounds like when doves cry. 9-yard pickup to midfield.
You took my joke. I was going to go all in. I was going to say the only thing I remember from Minnetonka was Purple Rain. Do doves cry, though, Gazal? Do they?
I believe they do.
How great is it to be back here, Gazal? Wheelock Stadium. It is a bit moist up here, though, a little hot.
It's all right. We're covered.
Yeah, but I'm a dainty flower. I'm going to wither away to nothing. I came in at 260. I'm going to be down to 185 when I leave tonight.
Well, that's a good thing.
Is it?
You can get on cardio. You can probably go run 5 miles tonight. Personal foul brings it up to the 35-yard line of Long Beach City College. First drive out of the box for RCC in defense of their national title. Here's the throw to the outside and incomplete.
Dominic Cox.
Dominique Cox out of Upland was the receiver intended receiver, and a flag comes in. So the officials getting a little flag happy, Jeffrey.
They are, and two penalties so far against Long Beach City.
Well, when you have a young team, those kinds of things happen.
And first game jitters, we've seen that.
So moves to the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30. Omar Hammond to the top of your screen. Split to the bottom of the screen is Jackson Owens. In the near slot is Caden Willerford out of Aquinas. And Willerford goes into the backfield, and here's Divine Pearson. Pearson's got some space. Second level, hurdles down to the 15-yard line. Moving up down, Tigers just moving right down the field. Travis Mookie Davis, the sophomore from Long Beach Poly, makes the tackle for the Vikings. 15-yard pickup there for Divine Pearson. There's a look at him. Pearson last year, 35 carries, 154 yards, scored a couple of touchdowns. 1st and 10 from the 15. Willerford in motion, and keeping it is Jones. Jones, the option. Leans forward at the 10, and down he goes. About a 5-yard pickup on the play. Tackle made by Jaden Welch. Welch, a freshman out of Servite, playing for Long Beach City College.
Well, Jones looking a lot like Jake Retzlaff and Jordan Barton on that move. Little legs.
He apprenticed under both. Apprenticed under Retzlaff, then last year was the backup for Jordan Barton. Always two there are, Jeff.
Always
never
two.
more, never less. The master and the apprentice. Great to be back at Wheelock. Gazal Hassan back with you. Jeff Gorham. We got Pep Fernandez on the sideline. Dennis Pope to our right up here on the press box.
We got Dennis Pope working tonight.
Southern California News Group. The wrong kind of football for him.
He just gave me the side eye. He's like, you know what? I came over to hang out and watch football. We have him doing some stats because there's no live stats here in the building. So our dear buddy.
So somebody got into Bo Bruins a little bit there, and Bo got tangled up with one of the defenders for Long Beach City College, Jonah Martinez, a sophomore from Alemany, and Bo Bruins, the redshirt freshman from Ramona, got into it.
Well, all I know is I was expecting a red card.
Yeah, what cards?
Cards?
How passive-aggressive is a card?
You know what, though? It would be great. If they did that in football, I would just bring my Uno cards. I'd find a Uno.
Now, cards if you had chips.
Well, this year you just pull up a wild card and you could choose any color you wanted. I'm giving you a yellow card, go wild, or I'm going to give you a red one.
If I got a card, I would tell the official, hey, I'm going to wait to see the flop. Hammond split out to the top of the screen. The give to Pearson, though. Pearson runs to the inside, and he is twisted down. Nice play on the defensive end there. Ciale Trey Wolfgram, the freshman from Lusinger, makes the tackle, a short gain inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. 3rd down coming up for the Tigers. Pearson, but whistles before the play could even get going. So I couldn't quite hear what he was saying. Something about a substitution?
Well, it sounded like the Peanuts gang, the teacher in the Peanuts.
Miss Othmar. Third down. The give to Pearson, slipping inside, dives forward to the 4. He'll have the first down.
And Pearson, another one of those guys.
Corday Jones, the sophomore from Wilson, making the tackle, and it'll be a first down.
Yeah, Pearson, though, like he is just all forward motion. No loss on the play, just churning and moving.
So first and goal from the 4. Hammond split out to the top of your screen. In the far slot is Caden Willerford. Here's the throw. They're looking for Willerford. Over his head, incomplete. Running with him step for step on the coverage was Jaden Welch. Welch, the freshman from Servite, getting some work for Long Beach City College. Brett Peabody in his 12th season, 15th year overall as a head coach. He was at L.A. Harbor before that. And he calls the offensive plays for the Vikings. 2nd and 4 coming up. The give inside to Pearson, pounds forward to the 1-yard line. 3-yard pickup. And, we talked to Tom Kraft last year about this. He says if you want to win playoff games, you got to be able to run for the tough yards. And, very far from the playoffs, trying to establish that early. Remember, a new offensive line for RCC, left to right. Trinidad Lewis, David Trujillo, Cap Hosia, Douglas Taloma, and Simon Mayava, both back from last year. I believe Donovan Turner was the first man there to stop Pearson. Second job, and Devine into the end zone. Touchdown, RCC. They move right down the field, a 75-yard drive that takes about 3 minutes, and the Tigers are on the board, Jeff.
Hey, we were talking about him last night after the pep rally, about 12:30. We said Devine, and the question was, what's his first name? How do we pronounce it? And it was Devine right there. And look he's the first guy to score for the Tigers.
And here's your favorite part of any RCC game, the place kicker.
No Gabe Panikowski, no Chavez.
They just keep recycling him, Jeff.
And you had a nice conversation with Coach Kraft earlier this week about the kickers. We'll get a little bit into that later, but he has the luxury of choosing what he wants.
So there are about 5 kickers who are all going to get opportunities over this first couple of weeks. I think he knows who he wants, but he's going to give everybody a shot. Swinging the right leg through. That's Pedro Padilla out there. Pedro Padilla, he makes it, but they're going to have a flag and he'll have to do it all over again. He's a sophomore from Corona. So he was on the squad last year, got a chance to do some scout team type stuff, but 4 other kickers currently on the roster. They're going to back this off early, a penalty on the Tigers. So it now becomes a 26-yard kick for the point after.
I came early just to watch the kickers, Gazal.
Padilla, right foot swings, and he puts it through. 7-0 RCC.
So Panikowski and Chavez both have moved on to, from Idaho and then back over to Idaho, so the pipeline is strong for the Tigers.
Yeah, so, and that's a good point to make. Now the reputation of RCC, Ricardo Chavez had a great career at Idaho, and now Gabe Panikowski will get a chance to live out there in Moscow. Don't call it Moscow. It's Moscow.
I believe we're going to go down to Pep Fernandez.
Pep, what do you got?
Hey guys, 2 things real quick. So Ping Talamaival is back as the defensive line coach for the RCC Tigers, and he was talking about the line offensively and defensively, saying yes, there is a lot of turnover on the line on both sides of the football, but there is so much talent in the Inland Empire. It's pretty easy to fill in those spots. And secondly, Bo Bruin's very active on that last drive. I was like, I wonder if Bo's family's here. They're all on their feet.
Kicking off for
actually
RCC will be
right
Taylor Samoski. Samoski from Riverside Poly, the freshman. I can't hear him, so yeah. Right foot. Fielded at the 2. Stumbling down. Jaden Welsh brings it out. Yeah, that's Welch. The only other Number 8 on Long Beach City is Jade Petty. He's a quarterback, and I doubt they have him returning kicks. So Petty will start at quarterback. In the backfield with him is T.W. Crozier, Troy Crozier. He's an interesting story out of Sarah in Gardena. Petty, the sophomore from Torrance High. He was a former Tartar. Out of the backfield, it goes to Crozier. Crozier up over the 20 to the 26-yard line. Making the tackle on the play is Miles Hancock, the freshman from Centennial. So a 6-yard pickup there, 2nd and 4 for Long Beach City. Petty, the little flip to the outside, will be a first down for the Vikings.
And looking through this roster of the Vikings, very heavily peppered with Milliken, Polly,
of course. Why
Wilson
wouldn't you?
guys.
Why wouldn't you? Crozier with that reception for the first down. 1st and 10 from the 30. Petty with the fake and the throw to the outside, again to Crozier. And Crozier near another first down. Tavid Anderson with the tackle for RCC. And they'll mark it just inside the 40, just short of the first down. 7-0 RCC. Opening season opener for both teams. These teams played the season opener last year. And a face mask against the Tigers will move it up 15 yards. So penalties kind of hurt Long Beach on the first drive, and now a penalty on the defense for RCC helps the Vikings move into Tigers territory just past that painted Tiger visage at midfield, Jeff. 1st and 10 from the 46 of RCC. 2-by-2 for Long Beach City. Pulls the ball down, does Petty, rolls to the outside, and Jawan Nixon is there, flushes him out. Credited with the hit, though, will probably be Miles Hancock, who's causing some trouble. Last year, Peabody and the Vikings were 2nd in passing. They had trouble running the football, but were 2nd in the state behind Los Medranos. Los Medranos averaged over 350 yards a game through the air. The Vikings about 320. Petty himself was responsible for 621 of those yards. He didn't play in the opener last year against RCC. So there's Petty, the quarterback, to the line of scrimmage. Behind him, Caleb Foster. They really like him, the sophomore out of Lakewood, in the backfield. And he'll take the carry. Will Foster, he'll bounce up, and you can see why they like him.
Wow.
Squirts up to the 30-yard line. 17-yard pickup for Caleb Foster. Last year had 262 yards on 61 carries for the Vikings and a couple of touchdowns. Also caught 18 balls for 160 yards. Had 5 carries against RCC last year and got 1 yard. Well, he got a whole lot more of that right here. Nice block on the inside there, sealing. Who was that player who sealed it off? Jose Rodriguez with a nice block for the Vikings. And more flags.
Yeah, this has been plagued with flags here just in the first 5.5 minutes so far.
You know, it's going to tighten Tom Kraft's jaw a little bit. So from the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Call it the 17. So the marker, they need to get to the 7 for the first down. Crozier in the backfield with Foster. Here's the play fake, throw up the middle for the slant, incomplete.
Hey, Riverside's got to be happy about that one. That was almost a perfect play by the Vikings, just a missed assignment defensively.
Yeah, wide open was Dylan Clark, the freshman from Culver City.
Our guy, Eddie Elaine, in the backfield there.
2nd down coming up. Foster will take it up the middle, and he's got some space, and he is to the end zone. Touchdown, Caleb Foster. And the Vikings on the board. Long Beach City finds pay dirt. And they respond to the Tiger drive with one of their own, an extra point away from tying it.
What was the over-under on this, 80? Because last year, what was it? It was 45-43?
45-40, yeah.
45-40, so on pace for another barn burner here at Wheelock.
Here's Zavala out, and he's got a big leg. We saw that on the opening kickoff. Zavala, a freshman from Pius X, St. Matthias. And that's right through the upright, so it's 7 apiece. Seven apiece. Jeff Gorham, what do you think early on? It's like Hagler Hearns in 81. Everybody's just throwing haymakers.
Haymaker after haymaker, and with the help of a lot of penalties.
Yeah, a couple penalties helped the Tigers, and then a couple of personal fouls. The face mask right there on Taven Anderson.
A couple rabbit punches, they'd say. A couple fouls.
Good running by Foster, man. Good balance there.
Great lateral movement, too. Just
could have had the touchdown there, incomplete. And then Foster takes care of the rest. So Caleb Foster paying some big dividends. His senior year at Lakewood, he had over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Worked his way into the offense. You know, Long Beach City had a little bit of trouble running the ball last year, only averaging 77 yards per game, but their passing game was very potent. You get a look at Tom Kraft there. And he's got his son Kevin Kraft on the staff this year. I spoke with Coach on Wednesday. He was kind of jovial. You could tell he was excited about the season starting, Jeff.
Well, why not? He's won 2 out of 3 national championships the last 3 years. I'd be happy, too. I'd be happy as a clam.
Zavala booming it deep again. It'll come out to the 25. 7 apiece, 8:58 to play here in the first quarter, just underway for the 2024 season, the season opener between RCC and Long Beach City. We're so happy to be able to bring these games to you.
And how cool was it, before the game, you and I were standing outside the press box and looked at the line. The line was wrapped all the way down to the parking lot of people trying to get in here. So a packed house feels like the old days here at Wheelock. They're back.
Jones to throw on first down. A little bit of running catch, complete, and dancing to the outside is Dominique Cox. Cox, they like him out of the slot over the 40, about an 18-yard pickup there for Cox. In the backfield now, we'll get our first look at Andre Branch tonight. Branch, the sophomore from Levine, Arizona, Betty Fairfax High School. Get a look at the press box there. Good crowd filtering in on both sides. As Jeff mentioned, there was a line coming in. Here's the quick throw again to Cox. Cox trying to spin out of the grass, but he will not. A flag comes in after the play.
You know it's getting to be fall when you see bats flying around up here by the press box.
Jason Jones, the second with the tackle, sophomore out of Ferris. And the foul will go on RCC. The ball back up to the 38-yard line. $37-yard line, to be exact. So they'll knock it off to the 37, 1st and 15. RCC had a pretty good passing attack last year as well. They were 16th overall in terms of offense. The throw in and out of the hands of Cox. Corday Jones there on the coverage for Long Beach City College. 2nd and 15 coming up.
So Cox is kind of taking over the Espadrone spot that we've seen the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, they have a couple of slot guys that Coach is excited about. You know how he kind of does the receiving core in platoons. So we're going to probably see 5 or 6 receivers today, Jeff. 3rd and 15. Jones to throw, going up top. Incomplete. In on the coverage was Jaden Welch for Long Beach City College. The intended receiver is Cassius Ashtiani. Ashtiani, the freshman out of Santa Ana, played both at Mater Dei and Los Alamitos in high school. So we'll do it all over again here. 3rd down and 15 from the 37. Jones to throw, will fling it just to the outside. Divine Pearson is the check down, and he's tackled at the 42, maybe a 5-yard pickup on the play. Corday Jones, and now some extracurricular activity between the teams. There was some jawing going on before the game. As the teams warmed up, the couple of the punters, the couple of the kickers for RCC kind of stepped inside the 50, and the Vikings kind of started barking at him, hey, stay on your side of the 50. So it was testy. This is about an hour and a half before the game. So it was testy coming in. Everybody's fired up.
Well, you got to protect the kickers. Kickers are they're like the models of the team. They're the good-looking ones. You don't yell at our kickers. I do the same thing. That's a big penalty. That's going to hurt him.
So a personal foul on RCC.
We're going to get to see our first punt. Who's our first punter of the night?
Joshua Hossman. He's a great story. He's out of Helix. Another look at the play. Well, that's just the play. We didn't see the penalty. Joshua Hossman Lees is going to be the punter.
There's been some great athletes coming out of Helix High School.
Alex Smith, Reggie Bush, Bill Walton. Just off the top of my head. And Tom Kraft was telling me, hey, this kid's got a really good leg. Another converted soccer player. The ball's going to bounce down inside the 30 to about the 24-yard line. So a 52-yard kick, no return. Nice job by Hossman there, really flipping the field for the Tigers.
Yeah, great kick there, great roll. You know, one person we haven't really talked about yet tonight is my favorite player on the defensive side, Isaiah Boger. He's back. It seems like he's been here forever. Last year he had 11 and a half sacks.
It's interesting. It looks like the Tigers, who played mostly they played that 4-2-5 last year. They're coming out in a 3-man front here against Long Beach City. So Petty at the controls for the Vikings will start at the 23-yard line. Here's the play fake over the middle. Complete to Crozier. Crozier up to the 40-yard line. He'll swim up to the 41, an 18-yard pickup. Troy Crozier, 5'10", sophomore from Gardena, Sarah High School. Caleb Foster.
Boy, Foster so far has really slicing and dicing.
They like him. He was the guy they were talking about in the preseason. Kind of being able to give some life to this running program. Eddie Elaine with the tackle. We were at Zach Earp Stadium on Thursday where Eddie had some good games. He makes the play there. That was a weird play. It looked like the Tiger player was able to stay onside and somebody came up. I guess they didn't want him out of position, right? They'd rather give up the 5 yards than give up the play.
Like we said, 30 players move on to keep playing on Saturdays here from RCC. A lot of replacements on the defensive side of the football here. But keep an eye, like I said, on number 97.
Gurley Irvin runs in, the sophomore from Dunbar High in Baltimore. We'll talk about Dunbar.
Oh, great high
as we
school.
move forward from the 46-yard line of the Tigers. Here's Foster with the run, and he runs right into Irvin's arms. Irvin waiting there, a couple of yards for Foster. Second down coming up. Love these snazzy. They only wore these uniforms once at home last year. I like this look for RCC. There's Caleb Foster for the Vikings. Kind of a classic look for Long Beach City College, the white and the red. Of course, they play at the great Veteran Stadium out there in Long Beach. Under 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. We're tied at 7, but the Vikings threatening here. They're into Tigers territory. Petty looking to the outside. 1-on-1 coverage, and it's incomplete.
Rashad Chapman got hit right in the back.
Good cover. That's good coverage when they hit you in the back.
Watch here on the replay. I mean, he is step for step.
Assad Chapman and his brother Ahmad Chapman both played at Cajon for Nick Rogers. They're a great story. Their whole family's a great story. We'll get into it as we get a little deeper into the game.
Great Nick Rogers sits on the Iron Throne.
3rd and 10. Here comes pressure. Boger flushing him out. Nearly picked off. Great pressure there by your guy, Isaiah Boger, and then diving in Adrian Williams, the freshman from John W. North. 4th down coming up. It'll force the punt team out for Long Beach City. John Montoya, the punter for the Vikings.
Yeah, we called out Adrian Williams' name quite a few times over the years at 3rd and Chicago. A lot of local flavor on this team this year, as Pep Hernandez was saying.
Montoya, the freshman from Valley Christian, was a kicker and a punter. He averaged about 35.5 yards a kick last year on 40 punts. And Wade Bond deep. Ball bounces out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So right now it's a 32-yard kick, but there's a flag that has come in. That could be roughing the kicker. See if that's the case. Will Bond out of Cathedral Catholic. So they're going to move it up. It is on RCC. They'll move the ball to the 41-yard line to make it 4th and 5.
Honestly, I probably would go for it in this situation. You're not going to hurt yourself too much. I think they're going to stay and try to go for it here.
So the offense comes back out for Long Beach City College. Why not? Scared money never wins. Fourth down play, complete right at the marker. Let's see if they got it. So complete to Matthew Dragic. Dragic, the sophomore from Servite High School. Tiger football turned over on downs. So Dragic, who played in high school with Noah Fifita and T-Mac. T-Mac had a huge week last week for Arizona, or a couple weeks ago. But the ball over on downs to RCC. Let's see if their offense can capitalize here. 7 apiece, 5:29 to play in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us. Season opener for both teams. Jones going to go up top. Incomplete.
And that's the 4th throw that has just been out of the reach. He's
looking for Jackson Owens down the field.
Yeah, Brady Jones just throwing it a bit too much. A little excited here. First game jitters, I'm sure, but he has gone deep.
Dion Rabers on the coverage for Long Beach City College. Rabers out of Dominguez High. 2nd down play, right up the middle, diving forward is Andre Branch. Branch, the sophomore from Arizona. Last year he got a chance to play, meaning Branch, against Long Beach City in that 45-40 win up in Long Beach. He ran 5 times for 16 yards. So a 3rd down coming up. He picked up about 4 there, did Branch.
Coach Kraft just getting in the ear of the official saying, hey, you're getting our guys in the neutral zone. That's why he's saying that passes are being overthrown.
Jones to the outside. And Willerford reams it in. Good coverage on the outside there. Jaden Welch was draped all over him, but to no avail. First down, RCC. Reeling it in, Caden Willerford.
Aquinas kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Pep Hernandez had him on the Inland Sports Show a couple times.
He's lined up in the far slot here. Hammond split out to the far side for RCC. They'll give it to Bo Bruins. Bruins 40, dancing, 45, tumbling forward to about the 32-yard line. So about a 9-yard pickup there, very close to a first down. First action as a Tiger for Bo Bruins.
How nice is it to see him back after that knee injury, kept him out for a year. Tell you what, that year really did him well. Saw him on the field prior to this game. He's put on a lot of weight there, a lot of muscle.
Playing that tight end spot. I was talking with Tom Kraft, and I said, size-wise, is it going to work? He's like, we'll play him more like an H-back. Jones looking up top for Branch down the sideline, incomplete. So flag on the play. It looked like Trevor Cook running with him in coverage. I'm sorry, instead, it was Austin King. King out of Long Beach Poly.
And that's what Coach Kraft was telling the White Hat just a couple plays ago. He said, hey, you got to give us some space here. It's a good call.
The defensive holding penalty moves it up. Now, they did throw a couple flags. Remember, in that first drive, Long Beach City was flagged on a couple penalties that helped the Tigers complete that drive. This one moves it to the 23-yard line. 1st and 10, RCC. Here comes Cox in motion. They'll throw it to Cox out of the backfield. Cox gets some space, bumped out of bounds at the 12-yard line, making the hit Travis Mookie Davis, the sophomore from Long Beach Poly, 11-yard pickup. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for RCC.
And a great block here by Owens, the number 1. Watch this, gives him an extra couple of spaces.
Bo Bruins with a nice block. And then, as Jeff mentioned, Jackson Owens, Minnetonka High School. Jones keeping it. Ran right into Ciale Trey Wolfgram, and then the posse showed up for Brady Jones. Brady Jones gets a good name for a character in a Western.
It sure is.
So a couple of yards on the play for Jones. Motioning to the top of the screen is Jones, the quarterback. Motioning Ross Nixon on the far side. They'll give the ball to Branch, and Branch will get stopped.
Branch kind of hesitated there. Kind of gave up, I think, gave himself a few less yards than he probably could have got. Watch here on the replay. Kind of hesitates.
Dion Rabers and Donovan Turner kind of team up on the hit.
That's one you got to barrel through. If you're not getting anything off of your line, you got to barrel through that.
I've got to give some credit also to Trevor Cook. Kind of gave up his body there on that play for the Vikings. 3rd down coming up. Cox in motion. The give to Divine Pearson. And Pearson will be rustled down inside the 5, still driving. Wrapping him up was Ciale Trey Wolfgram.
Big play there.
So the 1-2 punch of Branch and Pearson working pretty well for the Tigers and Tom Kraft. So 1st and goal, they'll mark it to the 1-yard line.
Yeah. Pearson getting every inch of his carries here tonight so far.
Here's the give, and Pearson into the end zone, untouched. Touchdown, Tigers, 13-7, RCC with a lead.
You know what we're missing tonight? There's no cannon out here. Where's the cannon?
Well, it's too hot for a cannon, Jeff. Running behind big Simeon Maava, the sophomore from Moreno Valley out of Santa Margarita High. Pearson just hightails it into the end zone to give RCC the lead. Padilla on for the PAT, and it's 14-7. So back and forth it's gone here in the first quarter. 21 points on the board between the Tigers and the Vikings. Another look at the play. Simeon Maeva clearing out the space. How about Bo Bruins getting into the blocking there?
Bo Bruins didn't have to do a whole lot of that when he was at Ramona.
Oh, but he was a nasty play.
He
was
just ran through everybody.
Well, he was more of a runner, but when he did get to block, and that's, what Tom Kraft, when we're talking about him, and he was telling me, he goes, just an overachiever, loves his quick twitch ability. He said he liked, and we're going to look at the RCC band, he said, I liked how physical he was. And Bo Bruins, if you remember, he was running away from a lot of people at Ramona, but he wasn't averse to running over people either.
He would run right through you.
So here comes the kickoff. Fielded from the 11 by Crozier. Crozier crossing the field. He's got a little bit of space over the 35. Finally tackled down as he crosses the 40-yard line. First man there, Lucas Irving out of Orange Vista. Played for one of the Zomalt brothers. Nice return, 29-yard return out to the 40. Good field position to start for Long Beach City College. Jade Petty at the controls. We mentioned the sophomore out of Torrance. Played in 6 games last year, threw for 621 yards for a Viking team that was second in the state in passing production, yards per game. They've tried to establish the run here tonight, and they'll get 5 yards on first down there. That's a good gain.
I'm impressed with this Long Beach offense so far.
Kanye Hunter on the run, sophomore out of Dominguez. Hunter again, he's met in the backfield right at the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Boger making the play, with first time we call his name today in terms of a tackle. 3rd down and 5 coming up. The Rancho Cucamonga product. High school teammate.
Getting a lot of offers here early before the season.
Well, that's good. It's good that he came back, because he came back, kind of slowed things down for his academics, which is always smart. And I'm sure he could have gone and played somewhere last year, but he's got a different focus. He knows he'll get a chance to play.
That brings up a 3rd and 6 for the Vikings.
Here's Khalil Warren, and Warren goes down right at about the line of scrimmage. Warren, the freshman from St. John Bosco out of Bellflower. 4th down coming up. Who blew that up? Looked like Miles Hancock again. Got some resistance there to stop Warren, and the punt coming up. We'll get another look at John Montoya. Tick down to the end of the first quarter here, and that'll be it. We'll hear the gun momentarily, and the first quarter ends here at Wheelock Stadium. RCC 14, Long Beach City College 7. The Tigers will get the ball to start the second quarter. And as we start the second quarter, we'll toss it down to Pep Fernandez.
They've got bold drinks, hot dogs, hamburgers, nachos, assortment of things, all at your snack bar.
Hey, Gazal and Jeff, yeah, right now it's 95 degrees, if you can see that here in the city of Riverside. The high was 108. We've got Kelly Weirma with the sports medicine team here at RCC. Kelly, what are some of the precautions that you guys are implementing so the players are safe tonight, so we can get this football game in?
Yeah, the health and safety of our athletes is always our biggest priority, so we've spent all week preparing. We've been checking the temperature with our Kestrel meters, making sure we're only practicing in safe zones. We have been providing unlimited water, making sure our ice is stocked. We have an emergency tub set up just in case we have to enter any of our heat stroke protocols. But really the work for us started 3 weeks ago. We try to educate the athletes. Temperatures like these are inevitable in Riverside. We're going to get them. We're going to have a couple hot games. So we teach them about diet, hydration. We try to teach them to make sure they're telling us how they're feeling, check in, and get acclimated. So they are outside in the heat every day. Their bodies get used to it. And now we can have a game that's fairly safe for our athletes.
They were built for this, as my kids would say. Kelly, we appreciate the insight. That's Kelly Weirman from the sports medicine team here at RCC. Guys, back to you.
36-yard kick, fair caught by Bond at the 19. And that's where RCC will start it. And great advice, obviously. A lot of considerations go in. Though I was talking to Tom Kraft. He was telling me, it's the heat factor is going to be judged this year because they want to start their games at noon, and they may start some at 1, and that's kind of the Tom Kraft rule. I had heard this, you'd heard this rumbling last year. There were some teams not so happy about having to play noon games here in the Inland Empire, and I think they made that rule almost kind of as an affront to what RCC was trying to do in terms of playing day games.
Well, I like the day games because it's great for my health. I'm not eating at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I was going home and eating salads. These late night games hurt me because all I want to do is go out and eat some burritos from Baker's.
Brady Jones has looked pretty poised today in his first start early. And now he'll go under some duress. Jones will tuck it under and run. Jones, first down.
There's a late flag coming in. There's a lot going on here.
Carson Moore brought him down, the freshman from Palos Verdes.
Yeah, the refs aren't letting anything go here, as there were some extracurricular activities that went beyond the playing parameters here. As you can see, let's see if we get into it. It cuts away just then, but I think this might go offsetting, or it's going to go against RCC.
Omar Hammond, such a nice young man. Hard to believe he would do an illegal block, but the law makes the call, and the Tigers back off to the 12-yard line.
There's a big difference so far here from last year to this year. Obviously, turnover of players, but last year very well-disciplined offense and defense from Tom Kraft's troops.
Well, to be fair, the first game last year at Long Beach, I think the teams combined for 22 penalties. Jones off to the races again, and he'll go down over the 30-yard line. So Jones calling his own number yet again, making the tackle. Torian White, the sophomore from Long Beach Poly, the transfer from UConn. White, linebacker, 6'1", 190. Nice pursuit there.
Kind of runs like Bambi. I love him. Like to watch Brady Jones.
2nd and 9 coming up for the Tigers. Flip it out of the backfield to Cox. Cox breaks the first tackle. Now pull the jersey down. Making the tackle is Carson Moore. He picked up about 4 yards.
And we learned that is not a horse collar. It has to go inside the...
Well, so we had Gio Galvez in yesterday. He was hanging out at the prep zone, and he is being trained as a referee. Now, he's only doing freshman in JV, but he said the first tough call he had to make was the horse collar, and that's what they told him. As long as the hand is not inside, or as long as the legs don't buckle back, not a horse collar. 2nd down coming up.
So good non-call by the White Hat.
Willerford in motion. Over the middle, and there's the catch. So Ross Nixon out of Cathedral makes the catch. Nixon is a bounce back from Nevada. Nice tackle made on the play by Donovan Turner. He's a bounce back from UMass. And here's the running play on the outside. Willerford with the catch. Tempo here for RCC. Willerford moves the sticks.
That's what I love about Coach Kraft when he goes up tempo. Really catches defense.
Complete to the 37 where it's 1st and 10. Here's the give up the middle, all the way to the 30-yard line. Nice pickup on the play by Branch. Raheem Moore with the tackle. He's a sophomore out of Lakewood. Played last year 7 games for the Vikings. And Branch goes down. But it's an option outside. It's Bo Bruins.
Nobody knew where the ball was.
Bruins inside the 20. Got a 14-yard pickup there.
There were 2 separate tackles before anybody knew where the ball was.
Another look at the play. So officially spotted at the 19, still a 1st down. Brady Jones, plenty of time, puts it up top. Incomplete. Ashtiani, the intended receiver. Good coverage on the play.
That was just great defense.
Isaac Williams, I believe, on the coverage there. Williams out of El Paso, Del Valle High School. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Branch out of the backfield, so empty set here for RCC. Jones to throw. Gets out of his hand quickly. Down to the 5-yard line. It's complete. Cassius Ashtiani. Sticks move up. 14-yard pickup for RCC. Another look at it. First and goal from the 5. Branch inside the 5, but not much of a gain there. Looked like Raheem Moore with the tackle for Long Beach City. Running out there, the big tight end, Dallas Williams out of Beaumont. Played for the Fighting Steinbergs. Injured player, so they'll stop the clock here. Timeout to allow the sports medicine team to get out there.
Trinidad Lewis just kind of went down. I was watching him and just kind of collapsed. I don't know if it's maybe a cramp or...
Lewis, a freshman from Diamond Ranch in Pomona, and Tom Kraft really high on him. He goes, he's going to be our left tackle, plug him in as a freshman. And he says, this guy could be a top flight. There'll be schools calling about him.
Now, see the young man you said that could be the best ever out of here? I know we had 3 players that were back from the line.
Tom Kraft, he doesn't say this loosely, right? Tom Kraft said he could be one of the best out of here, and they've sent a lot of linemen on to the next level. But he is very high on Trinidad. I mean, you just tell he's a freshman and he's starting. That's all you need to know from a coach. When they start a freshman, they think highly of that player. There's the Long Beach City College bench, the Vikings.
Best helmets in college football, you think?
Brady Jones.
I love those.
For the Tigers?
Yeah.
They're pretty good. I like this look. Brady Jones, 9 of 13 through the air. He's been efficient. But more importantly than that, more importantly than the numbers, he just looks like he's in charge of that huddle, Jeff.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, he's learned from the best. Like you said, Retzlaff and Barton, both All-Americans.
Yeah. Well, he's walking off under his own power, but kind of, you see there he's limping a little bit. Tom Kraft waiting for him on the sideline as the training staff helps him off. We resume action. It'll be second and goal from inside the 5. Nixon split out to the near side. Ross Nixon the 3rd. Cox in the far slot. Split out to the far side is Jackson Owens. And that's a touchdown. Into the end zone for RCC is Brandon McMasters out of Kingsland, Georgia. Brunswick High School product. 10:40 to play here in the second quarter, and the Tigers go up 20-0.
We had thunder and lightning earlier here today. That looked all thunder. That's a big fellow, 215, 5'10".
Running to the left side of that line where Lewis would have been. The PAT from Padilla is good, and it's 21-7 in favor of... Oh, it's no good. So 20-7, he misses the PAT. Another look at the run here by McMasters. Cuts back to the inside. Maeva there. 2 white shirts try to bring him down. All the action went right, and then he went left. Touchdown RCC, and the offense seemed to be clicking. So 110 yards through the air, 77 on the ground. Get a look at the Spirit squad there for the Tigers. 187 total yards on offense already for RCC. Thanks, Dennis Pope, for that. The penalties really are what's really kind of banged both teams a little bit.
It's nice to have Dennis Pope up here. You know, he's on the board of the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but I hear the people who run that are kind of...
Yeah.
VP, the president and the VP. Well, the president is okay.
Yeah, she's
I've
fantastic.
heard the VP is a bit of a piece of work.
I don't know. He's a diva. I heard he's a diva. That's what my wife says.
Josh Hossman Lee's kicking it off. He's the punter, but he'll handle the kickoffs. Swings the right foot, bangs it deep from the 4-yard line. Good return and a good hit. Making the tackle on the coverage is Tevita Tukanga. Making the return was Travis Mookie Davis.
I wish my mom and dad would have called me Mookie. I love it. I love Mookie Betts, Mookie Wilson.
Oh, you know what? Could be Bereni because there's 2 number 3s. So it could be Matthew Bereni. Either way, for the 20-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Look at Coach getting into it.
Let's see what the defense can do, what James Cook crew can do. Play action. Flinging it, nearly intercepted. Wow. Right into Blair Sylvia Viela's hands, the freshman from Hawaii. Was on the roster last year as a redshirt. Look what I found, and it's incomplete.
From Lahaina.
Lahaina, yeah.
Oh, he wishes he had that.
He was
one.
surprised. He turned it, and it was there. Bit of a surprise.
The oblong spheroid came too quick.
Some games up front for RCC. 2nd and 10. Officially spotted at the 21-yard line. Boger coming on the rush. Incomplete. Taven Anderson on the coverage. Intended receiver on the play was Matthew Dragic. Dragic from Servite.
But just to being rushed there by Boger, I mean, you got to get rid of the football. You're flat.
They know Boger's coming though. They're watching for him.
There's just guys that stand out. You can just watch them, and they're at a whole different level. You talk about speed going from high school to college.
Yeah.
I mean, he just has that extra level.
Throw underneath. Oh, he hurdles him. Little Reggie Bush move there. That was Khalil Warren. Warren makes the play and has the first down. The freshman from St. John Bosco. So this is what happens. He played at Bosco. Over his 3 years, Jeff, he only had 742 total yards, 640 on the ground, 100 on through the air. But he played for 3 teams that made deep playoff runs. From the 40, here's Warren again. He's a load, but there's Isaiah Boger. He drags Boger for a couple of yards, so I give him credit for that, up to the 42-yard line.
That was a cool. Let's see if we got here's the replay of this. Watch this. Yowza!
Juwan Nixon was the first man there to make the tackle on Warren. It looked like he's pretty easy to bring down. 2nd and 8 line is officially the 42. Warren in the backfield. Pressure over the middle, complete. That's Dragic making the catch near midfield, close to a first down. Matthew Dragic, a sophomore, caught 10 passes last year for 244 yards, so he averaged about 24 yards every time he caught the ball. Had an 85-yard catch last year and a couple of touchdowns. They actually marked it to midfield, so first down, they'll move the sticks. Here comes the blitz. One-on-one, incomplete, overthrown. Intended receiver on the play was Matthew Bereni. Bereni, the sophomore from Western High School. He had 28 catches last year for 451 yards and 6 touchdowns. Played against RCC last September 2nd, had 2 catches for 19 yards. A good ball from Jet Petty. It's a little bit too much air under that one, but had the right idea against the blitz. 2nd and 10 from midfield. Out of the backfield, they'll go to Warren. Coming over, making the play, Yeshua Yisrael, the freshman from El Paso, Texas, Chapin High School. About a 1-yard pickup on the play. Good job by Yisrael coming over and making that play. 2nd and 9 coming up. 3rd and 9 coming up. Fling to the outside, complete in space. Good bracket coverage there by RCC. Combining on the hit for RCC. Looks like Assad Chapman and Raymond Valencia. So 4-yard pickup brings up 4th and 5, and good in the defensive backfield. The Chapman brothers, Tom Kraft, spoke very highly of both of them.
I love they always have brothers on the team.
Chaparral, yeah. The
Espadrones
Espadrones leave, and we got the Chapmans. John Montoya to kick it away. Interesting part of the field to punt in. This could be some trickery going on. RCC called timeout right before the punt went off. 7:17 to play. Oh, so no need for a penalty. No need for a call off. The delay against the Vikings, and maybe they were trying to delay, see if they could draw them offside or something.
So I was told at halftime I'm going to be interviewing old Dennis Pope. Got some good local stories to talk about here in the Riv. I had a great game last night. I don't know if you know this, Gazal, but number 1 West Virginia soccer
CBU, yeah,
played
CBU.
CBU.
Listen, I'm into the kickball.
You are in. You
I'm
know
into
the
Big,
kickball.
Big West kickball I'm into, yeah. The WAC, not so much, but yeah, listen, that's impressive. When you can, first of all, getting West Virginia to come out here is impressive. See, so we were ahead. Riverside called timeout. There was no delay. So they're going to give the 5 yards back. Now maybe we'll see some trickery.
I love trickery. No, they're going to go for it.
So Riverside, remember, Riverside was the team that called timeout. So let's see what Brett Peabody and his Vikings do. Remember, scared money never wins.
Exactly.
We're only in the first half, but you're at a good position in midfield. I don't think it would be the end of the world if they punted, but maybe if you can draw up the right play, you need to get 5 yards here. Boger coming out there. Jawan Nixon walking out there for RCC. The big fella, Makai Sagial out of Edison High. Here we go, 4th down. They're going to punt it. Montoya back out to kick it away. Or will he? Yeah, he'll kick it. Fair catch at the 16-yard line made by Will Bond. 29-yard kick, no return, and RCC starts at the 16-yard line. 20-7 Tigers here. They start the year number 1 in the JCAB state poll in defense of their state and national championship.
Well, good. You and I talked about that last night. Now, nationally, what are they ranked? You said they're like 12th?
I think 12th, yeah. I mean, Brad Hoysett, JC Gridiron had. It might have changed. I don't know because nobody played any games yet. In the preseason poll, they were 12th, I believe.
I call that a sham.
About 7 teams from Southern California are in the top, I think, top 20. Or he does a 30. He does a 30 deep. So he does the dirty 30. Jones to throw. Jones looking up top. Looking downfield. He's got a man, and it's intercepted. What a play. Oh, no, he couldn't hold on to it. That would have been a great interception if he could have reeled that one in. Jonah Martinez out of Alemany on the coverage.
Jackson Owens, step for step. I mean, this looks like a perfect play. Either way, it's the jump ball.
One-on-one.
Oh, that's just great.
Oh, how about the defensive play there? Pulling the ball away from the defensive back. Jackson Owens turned defensive back there momentarily. 2nd and 10. Jones, quick throw to Cox, and down he goes immediately. Reber making the play.
That's a wake-up right there.
Dion Rabers out of Dominguez. So ball up to the 22, about a 6-yard pickup. 3rd down coming up. Jones has time over the middle, and wide open is Hammond. Hammond dives and reels it into the 41-yard line, 19-yard pickup, and a first down. You know what they say in Baltimore, don't you?
No, I don't.
Omar coming. All our Wire fans. I know there's a big Sopranos documentary coming out this weekend, but we still love The Wire. 1st and 10 from the 41. Bo Bruins in motion, resets on the right side. Jones out of the backfield. Complete to Branch. Branch got some space. Branch into Viking territory. Branch tackled there by Travis Davis, known as Mookie Davis, out of Long Beach Poly. A lot of Long Beach Poly kids on this Long Beach, and why not? I mean, what a great program the Jackrabbits are.
There's a kid from Norco on this team at Long Beach.
18-yard pickup there. Floats it to Bruins. Bruins 35-30. Breaks one tackle. Bruins won't go down till the 25. 16-yard pickup to the Tigers tight end, Bo Bruins. Davis in on the tackle there for Long Beach City College. Also helping out Malik Brown. Brown, another freshman out of Long Beach Poly. The converted running back, once he catches the ball, he knows what to do, Jeff.
And I like how he gets up. He just holds on to the ball. He doesn't even give it up. He just picks up the football and says, give it to me.
Vikings player down. We have a little bit of a break here. And that was the conversation that we had. So the way I brought it up is, both tight ends from last year, Connor May and Josiah Cornwell, they have transferred to Mount Sac. So I was talking to Coach, and I said, here's a look at the play to Bruins. I said, Coach, I know you like to do a lot of things with the tight end. You had a couple of good tight ends last year, and they're both gone. That was Donovan Turner, kind of the first one until Davis wrestles him down. And he kind of made a little bit of a comment, but he was, he said, listen, we got a kid who was really good in camp, unselfish, overachiever, and it was Bo Bruins. He said, converted running back Bo Bruins, play as more of an H-back. But again, he kept bringing up, he's got some twitch, and he's physical. And he was kind of surprised at camp for Tom Kraft and the Tigers, at least on the offensive side. And we've kind of seen a little bit of that, why they feel that way about Bo Bruins now. He can be a real factor in this offense.
Well, talking with Ken Mashinsky over the years about Bo Bruins, that was always the intangible he said he had, was he's just a tough kid.
And his parents, as I recall, are both Ramona alums.
Yes, they are. In fact, I can hear them. I think they're right below us here in the press box.
Nixon on the near side. Owens split out to the far side. Double tight end set for RCC. They got Pearson back in the backfield and flags and whistles. Should be like a kid's game. Flags and whistles. We'll play it with Luke and Fast Johnny.
Sounds like fun.
We'll have Johnny blow the whistle and Luke can pick up the flags.
Luke went to a birthday party today. He's all excited because they have this big inflatable coming in. Oh, there's a June bug. Grab it with your fingers, Gazal.
No, never again.
Why, Gazal? We got to tell a story. Gazal, when I first started working with you, you were the toughest man ever. You grabbed a bee with your bare fingers.
With my 2 fingers, and I made the mistake because it stung me. Willerford in motion for RCC. Jones. Dancing, 25-20. He'll just saunter out of bounds.
He's like a fawn. He's deceptively fast.
So out of bounds, the 23, an 8-yard pickup there on first down.
I don't want to call him a gazelle. He looks like a fawn. Look at he's got long legs.
Yeah, he's pretty confident, showing the ball. So the 5-yard mark-off put it back to the 31-yard line. So an 8-yard pickup there. Gets back the penalty yardage. So it'll be second down and about 7 from the 23. Now the officials still kind of talking it over. You see them there just inside the 20, outside the number, having a bit of a caucus, having a colloquy. 20-7 RCC here, looking very much in control. Now Long Beach City will get the ball to start the second half. So important for the Tigers to get some points here.
Can they talk on their own a little later? We got to get going here. We got to play some football.
The game's moving pretty fast, Jeff. So second down, 8-yard pickup. You get a look at Tom Kraft there, 2-time national champion.
You know, and driving in today, you know, he played for Don Coryell.
Yeah,
I mean, that in itself, I would love to just sit there and ask him questions.
Told me a great Ernie Sampisi story. Pearson out of the backfield in motion. Jones looking up top. Incomplete. Looking for Cox. Some physicality there. Cam Blanton kind of was draped all over on the UNLV transfer. So third down coming up. Reading a great book by Bob Glauber, and it kind of outlines the rise of the NFL in the 80s, the Giants, the Redskins, and the Niners. So Walsh, Gibbs, and Parcells. And obviously Walsh is a San Diego State guy. So third down and 7. Pearson, the running back, along with Jones. Jones throwing, looking, incomplete, intended for Cassius Ashtiani. Fourth down coming up.
We just got somebody just let us know that the state champions, California School for the Deaf, Riverside.
Oh, the other state champions.
The other state
we
champions.
We have 3 state champions in Riverside last year.
They are playing Santa Catalina, Avalon High School.
Santa Catalina?
Yes. Oh. And they are winning 12-6 after the first. That's pretty different. Normally after the first, it's 65-28.
Pedro Padilla on the try a 40-yard field goal. Here's the kick. Should have the distance. Does it have the accuracy? Right down the middle. And 23-7, a 40-yard field goal of Pedro Padilla. And it was interesting talking to Tom Kraft. He was telling me he's got a number of kickers in camp that he really likes. And we talked Wednesday, and he did mention that Padilla kind of is the guy out front right now. But he said, I could foresee us, and you saw it because Hossman's kicking off. We could have a kickoff guy. We could have a field goal guy. We could have a PA. We could have 3 different guys or girls.
That's right.
Kicking. So, you know, I know you love kickers, so I was laughing. I'm like, I got to, you know, when I bring this up with Jeff on the broadcast, it's going to be like putting a steak in front of him. You know,
well, it's funny, is that, you know, Chavez, who I still talk to on a pretty regular basis through social media, Panikowski's reached out as well. These guys, I mean, they're kind of my heroes. I love the kickers.
They're so important. You know, I mean, like Ricardo was fantastic. I mean, punted. He did not. You know, he did everything. Kickoffs, punts.
Remember, I have a
field
tattoo.
goals.
I have a tattoo of Chavez's leg on my leg.
I heard you're getting a second one.
I might get a second one. I might get a Panikowski leg, but his leg was kind of thin. Chavez had a meaty leg. It looked good. It looks good. It's great. It's a great tattoo I have.
It was really cool because our friend, you know, Chris King called the Idaho games for many years, and it was great to be able to he would marvel at Ricardo, how well Ricardo would kick. Jaden Welsh back to receive, along with Matthew Berini for Long Beach City College. Here's the kickoff from Hossman, fielded at the 7-yard line. Bringing it back. Actually, this is Travis Davis. This is Mookie Davis. And Davis over the 40. So good field position. 3:30 left for Long Beach City College now. They get the ball to start the second half. So points here, they could kind of springboard off it. Remember, Hillcrest kind of did that yesterday. They ended up losing the game, but they scored going in and they scored coming out. It's always a big plus when you can do that.
I hung out with Travis Carter earlier today and talked about that defeat last night. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah, you can't talk to coaches about losses and stuff.
Well, no, he was mad because I wore blue shoes yesterday.
From the 46, here's the toss to the outside. Trying to cut back in is Crozier, but Taven Anderson, you're not fooling him. Ringing a dinner bell, Taven Anderson makes the play for RCC. Loss on the play, back to the 43-yard line. So 3-yard loss on the play. As if he was shot out of the Matrix. Mr. Anderson, the sophomore from Beaumont. So 5-yard loss all the way back to the 43-yard line. Second down coming up. Petty completes it. Bordeaux with the catch. Gets a first down. Tyson Bordeaux with the reception. Bordeaux, transferred from Grambling, graduated Long Beach Poly in 21, played on that Division IV championship team. 6 career games at Grambling, caught 2 balls, both in 2022. Tackle for RCC made on the play by Marcellus Linton, who's back out of Lake Elsinore, Lakeside High School product.
A Lancer.
1st and 10. Here's the give up the middle. Maybe a yard on the play. Caleb Foster running headlong into Jawan Nixon. Nixon's the one. How good was Anthony Hopkins in that movie? Oh, he was so good. Second timeout. For Long Beach City College. Brett Peabody calling the offense for the Vikings. Quarterbacks coach and assistant head coach, Neo Agoa. He was a pretty darn good quarterback back in his day when he played. Jericho Silvernail, the tight ends coach, also runs special teams. Rick Smith, the wide receiver coach. Darren Johnson, running backs coach. And Wilder DeLeon, the offensive line coach. That makes up the offensive brain trust for Brett Peabody. Of course, there's James Cook, defensive coordinator, the smartest man in football.
He went to because he went to Irvine?
They don't let dumb guys in that school.
Where did you go to school?
You almost went there. You would have played for Bill Mulligan. We would have been friends back then.
We
probably wouldn't be alive now, though. That's the thing. We would have had way too much fun. 2nd and 8 coming up. Petty over the middle.
Oh.
Incomplete. Intended for Bordeaux again, and back in coverage is Marcellus Linton.
Jawan Nixon was almost there. Went right through the hands of Nixon.
I mean, Nixon, they had him kind of lined up with his hand down last year. He's mostly playing linebacker this year.
He is.
In fact, he had even his, towards the end of the year last year when they kind of moved some stuff around, they had Isaiah Boger standing up a little bit. Let's see if we'll see some of that tonight. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Vikings. I like what I've seen from Petty as well in terms of managing the huddle. There's the quick throw, and he was looking for Bordeaux again. Linton with him step for step, and it's 4th down. So, of course, broadcaster jinx in full effect. Talk about how well I think Petty's playing, and he kind of flings one a little early, although there might have been some pressure coming there.
Oh, there was a whole lot of pressure, Gazal.
Yeah. Sometimes when they get rid of it early, there's a good reason.
Now, they said there's a timeout. Is this a water break timeout?
Could be. It could be a hydration break here. Minute 58 to play in the first half, 23-7. RCC embarking on their title defense here at Wheelock Stadium, and now everything's in place. We had Wheelock Stadium back last year, Jeff, but there's no home stands. This year the stands are back in place. We had a line to come in today. Defending a national championship, there's James Cook, the defensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah, it was, it sounds silly, but I had some goosebumps. It reminded me of a kid, being a little kid here. Remember, I love to say this, tell the story.
You grew up here.
I grew up here. I was a ball boy for many years for RCC. The highlight of my week would be run out and grab
You catch Frank Corral's field goals.
I would go out and get the tea afterwards. They would give me ball. I hand out water. At the time, they were those big giant water.
That was Churchill, right?
Yeah. Well, no. This was Nate DeFrancisco. We're talking early 70s. I'm like 7 years old. My best
4th
friend,
and 8. They're going to go for it here, Jeff.
Yeah, my best friend Steve Bash. It was his grandfather.
Throwing it deep and nothing doing. The ball will go over on downs to the Tigers. Defensive staff, we mentioned the staff for Long Beach City College. James Cook, we mentioned, the defensive coordinator. Pene Talaimaova is the defensive line coach. Eduardo Pacheco, the linebacker coach. Aaron Cooper, the defensive backs coach for the defense for RCC. Flipping over to the offensive side, Kevin Kraft, the offensive coordinator this year. Dave Hoover has come in. He's going to be the strength conditioning coach, and the offensive line coach, Cam Graham, back as the tight ends coach, and Tom Kraft does pretty much everything else. Eric Sanchez, also director of player engagement.
You forget, I was on the staff of Mike Churchill. I was coaching basketball here, and then Churchill goes, "Hey, why don't you come to the games with us? I'll give you a headset." I didn't do anything. He just would yell in it, and I'd tell jokes.
Kind of like what we do.
Exactly.
1st and 10 from the 39.
So I was getting my feet wet.
Flings it out of the backfield. Up over the 45-yard line. Flag comes in on the play. Making the catch for RCC was Marquise Monroe. They're very high on him. Making the tackle for Long Beach City Jason Jones II, Monroe out of Chino, Ayala High School product. We're also going to see him return some kicks. Flag will be against RCC. Or flag is against. They say when you're broadcasting, Jeff, to speak in the present tense. So it will be against. They've already thrown the flag, and it's against RCC. Okay, so they don't lose the down. It'll still be first down, but the yardage is wiped away.
It was a spot foul there.
They'll
right?
move it back to the 36-yard line. Not too bad. So it'll be first and 13, something like that. 13. More bugs coming our way. Brady Jones throws to the outside. Another flag comes in. Complete to Jackson Owens. In on the coverage for the Vikings, Jonah Martinez.
We're being pelted by June bugs up here.
So now this is going to go against, looks like it's going to go against Long Beach City.
I used to tie strings around the legs of June bugs and fly them around. Here are my pets. I wasn't allowed to have a dog. I could have a June bug, though.
You know, it's funny, you do the social media stuff. I remember being on Facebook, and I had like 3 different friends from 3 different aspects of my life that all had pet tarantulas.
Oh.
A girl I grew up with who'd gone to high school with, she had a pet tarantula. My old boss at UCI had a number of pet tarantulas. And then somebody I'd gone to grad school with was raising tarantulas and was saying, hey, if you need a Christmas present for your kids.
Did you ever take it?
No.
Hey,
I'm not home. I can't have pets.
My brother's son, my nephew, when he was a little boy, he's a doctor now. He's an ER doctor. He had a tarantula, and he put it in my hand. And I didn't know they were dainty.
Yeah, they don't bite.
No, but I got scared, and I dropped it, and the legs all broke. And I killed the tarantula. I've killed
the tarantula.
I've killed a bat. I've killed a bat and a tarantula in my life.
So the penalty gives them a first down from the 46. Jones. Incomplete. Cox there was wide open. Travis Davis dives in a little bit later, but 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Dominique Cox out of Upland. 47 receptions last year, or in 22 when he was a senior, in the fall of 2022. 529 yards, 11 yards per catch. They like his athleticism, his slot guy. Got a little bit of size for a slot guy at 5'11". 2nd and 10 coming up.
Oh, yeah, it's an offsides there.
So it'll be a false start coming up against RCC. Good weekend of football, Jeff. We had a great game on Thursday. We had a fun game last night, and we wrap it up with college football in the city of Riverside. Nothing better than college football. Well, a couple things better than college football. We can't talk about them in mixed company.
Yeah, we can. You know why? Because I love candy.
And pizza.
And pizza.
All right.
See, we can talk about those things.
Ball moves back to the 41-yard line after the false start. Jones throwing. Complete to Omar Hammond. Hammond down to the 40-yard line. So stretch the field 20 yards. Making the tackle, Jason Jones II for Long Beach City. And as they say in Baltimore, Omar coming. 19 yards officially on the catch. 1st and 10 RCC. Tempo. Here's Jones. Dancing, throwing. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Marquise Monroe out of the backfield. The Marquis will see you now, Jeffrey. And then, of course, Monroe, immortalized by the great Jim J. Bullock on the sitcom.
Monroe Ficus.
Yes, Too Close for Comfort. God bless Ted Knight. I think Nancy Dessau is still alive. She was a professor at UCLA when I was there. 2nd and 10 coming up. Little dump off. Here's Pearson. Divine. Foot in the ground. Angles to the 30. Out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Got a 20-yard pickup on the play. They'll mark him out at the 21. Clock stops. 1st and 10 RCC.
Yeah, stick around at halftime after Pep Fernandez does his thing. We're going to have Dennis Pope here talking about all things Riverside. A lot of things going on happening.
49 seconds left. Here's the throw to Pearson. Pearson taken down inside the 10-yard line. Dion Rabers making the tackle for Long Beach City College. So it'll be first and goal. I think he was just inside the 10. Indeed, he was. From the 8, it'll be first and goal. Looks like Cox in the far slot. Here's the give to Pearson, dancing, twisting, spinning. Touchdown, Divine Pearson. 8-yard run. He finds pay dirt yet again. 6 more for the Tigers.
And that's a great score going into halftime. Putting
Third
more
touchdown
pressure.
for Divine Pearson. Couple of 1-yard runs and an 8-yard run, and here's Padilla. So the hat trick for Divine Pearson. So this is the conversation we were having when I was talking with Tom Kraft. He was talking about Devin. And I wasn't sure. Devin. It was Devin Pearson. He spells it D-E-V-Y-N-E. I don't want to put Coach Kraft, on notice. But then Pep Fernandez.
That was last night. We were talking about it.
No, it is. He said, no, you're right. It is Divine. I was horrified. I've been calling Mr. Pearson Divine for a year, and now I find out his name is Devin. And then Pep Fernandez said, no, it is Divine.
And we always refer to Pep Fernandez.
Well, Pep knows because he's a man of the people.
He is.
And 3 touchdowns today for Pearson. Divine. What's that game where they say divine? It's Candy Crush.
Have you ever played Candy Crush?
Not in many years. So, hey, here's something. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Okay.
How many receivers do you think Brady Jones has hit today?
Well, last year there would be I would say 8. 10?
There's the kickoff and the return up to the 35-yard line. That was Crozier, and now some extracurricular activity after the play, making sure Crozier's okay, and they'll walk off.
10? 10. Well, the 9 has been our number the last 2 nights.
Me, and Herm Kane. Yeah, we all love the number 9.
9! Werner Klempner.
That's right. We're big Hogan's Heroes guys. You ever seen the movie Autofocus?
Yes.
What a great movie that is. Elijah Latu out of Kahuku with the hit on the special teams tackle. First down from the 36 for Long Beach City. Jet Petty at the controls. Here's the give. Dancing outside as Foster gets lit up. No, unfortunately, it's not Ross Nixon third. There's 2 8s on the Tigers. So the tackle made by Assad Chapman. Chapman out of Cajon.
One of the Chapman boys.
We don't want to shortchange Nick Rogers, and that's the end of the half. So 30-7 after 30 minutes of football, and looks like the football battle station that Tom Kraft commands, Jeff, is fully operational.
They sure are. Man, they are so much fun to watch. I've been looking forward to this game all week.
All right, we'll step aside momentarily. Oh, no, we're going to Pep Fernandez. Pep.
Hey, Ghazal and Jeff, it's funny you brought up Brady Jones and finding 10 different receivers here in the first half. I was listening in on one of the assistant coaches here on the sideline, and he was preaching, even though they have a huge lead here at halftime, the blessings come when it's about the team and not yourself. So don't worry about how many catches you have or yards. If the team is doing well, which they are here at halftime, then that's when the blessings come. So RCC big up at halftime. And I heard you guys talking about, Jake Retzlaff, and RCC has really become a destination for quarterbacks. And we look at the last half decade when these quarterbacks emerged and leading them to championship games. It was Jake Retzlaff, and then it was last year Jordan Barton, and an impressive first half here by Brady Jones. I looked up Jake Retzlaff because he's now the starting quarterback for BYU. Guys, he led them to a very important win against Southern Methodist today, and Jake had over 200 yards through the air and a touchdown. So RCC is the place now for all the local quarterbacks. We might even see our guy Chris Cooper, the 3-year starter from Beaumont, here in the second half if this lead continues to grow against Long Beach City. Guys, back to you.
Only thing better for Jake Retzlaff today, the only thing better than Jake Retzlaff today would have been if Jordan Barton had played for NIU. You saw they upset Notre Dame.
That is true.
NIU took him down. So, no. But Pep is absolutely right. And that's when I talked to Tom Kraft. This is what he said. He said, that Brady Jones, he gray-shirted the year Jake was here. And then last year he was the backup to Jordan Barton. So he's been able to extract a lot of experience from playing behind two very good quarterbacks who Tom Kraft says are the two of the top guys since he has been here at RCC. I know you got Dennis Pope coming up. Final thoughts before we go to break here right after the half, Jeff. What do you think?
I'll tell you what, like you said, I watched a lot of the sideline. I watched Coach Kraft and his son kind of matriculate what was going on. He was giving his son a lot of an opportunity to call plays, and
Kevin's calling the plays.
It was. I don't know
if he wants people knowing that, but that's what he told me.
Just as watching him, and it was really, really fun to watch father-son, and really the success here in the first half against a team last year that they struggled with. So the offense is, like you said, fully operational.
The offensive battle station for Tom Kraft, fully operational. We'll step out momentarily when we come back. A very illuminating conversation between Jeff Gorham and the great Dennis Pope. Thanks for tuning in. Riverside TV. It is football night in Riverside. College football in the city of Riverside. The home team with a big lead.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. Furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches.
Alrighty, we're back here at RCC Wheelock Stadium as the Tigers lead 30-7 over Long Beach City College. We're now joined by the Southern California News Group's writer here in Riverside, my dear friend and all things Riverside, the great Dennis Pope. Dennis, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Jeff. How are you?
I'll tell you what, I'm always excited to be here at RCC. You get the pomp and circumstance. How wonderful was it seeing all the people showing up here tonight? There was a line around the building.
A massive crowd, a historic crowd perhaps. The kind of crowd that they used to talk about entering into the basketball gym in the 60s, right, that would wrap around to Terracina Avenue kind of thing, right?
I remember when Bill Mulligan was coaching down the road at Saddleback, and Dave Waxman was here, and there was Kevin McGee, and it was just electric. But I'll tell you what, this is they've won 2 national championships out of the last 3 seasons. Tom Kraft has done a wonderful job. But we're going to talk all things Riverside. There's a lot going on in Riverside. Let's start from last night as you were covering the number 1 ranked West Virginia men's soccer team came to California Baptist University, and something special happened. Oh, I should say something
Almost
special happened. Tell us a little bit about the game.
Well, CBU schedules this game against West Virginia at the beginning of the year, or even way before that. No idea that West Virginia is going to be ranked nationally number 1 when they come into Riverside, but it just so happens that the stars align a little bit, and West Virginia comes in with an unbeaten record, the number 1 national ranking, and CBU gave them heck last night. They actually did. They were up 2-1 with 75 in the 75th minute with 15 minutes to play, and it was really close. CBU, as we talked about earlier, the weather, the heat, kind of affected them once they got the lead. They thought that maybe they had it in the bag a little bit. And so West Virginia, showing its poise, showing its character and skill, they scored 2 really, really nice goals late and took 3 points out of Riverside. But a great performance from CBU. That program continues to go on the rise, I should say. It has the pieces. It has the stadium now. It has the real connections to a lot of the soccer sphere. And so that combined with recent success, the move to D1, all of that kind of culminated last night in an opportunity for them to showcase themselves on national ESPN Plus against the number 1 ranked team. And they came really, really close to pulling off a stunner.
You know, look at that. They have a brand new practice facility I saw as well, a practice pitch. But over at CBU, they're doing a lot of great things. Gary Adcock, my dear friend, he had just moved in today, I believe, into his new office, that new facility for baseball and softball. Have you had a chance to check it out?
I've just seen the pictures, and it looks phenomenal. I saw the pictures from the ribbon cutting. I saw the pictures from the inside. It is a proper Division I baseball, softball clubhouse office scenario for that program, for those programs. It is a beautiful thing that they've done there. It's been several years in the making now. They're actually going to get to use it this spring. You said Gary's moved in this weekend. His walls are still bare and stuff, but he'll get all his things moved in, and I'm sure by the time, the next month or 2 rolls around, they're going to be able to let us in and take a look at it and get to hang out.
He's one of my dearest friends. There better be a picture of me somewhere in his office. Maybe I'll give him a call and I'll say, look, Dennis Pope and I need to get in. Because, I'm a member of the press now. I would never say that, but I say, hey, media, I should say. We need to get in and check it out.
Make sure you give him a new photo, though, a new headshot, one of your classy TV ones.
No, I'm going to get it should be one of when we played Little League Baseball together.
I like that. I like that, too. That would be a good one. Do those still exist?
Oh, they're around somewhere, I'm sure. Now, you write for the Press Enterprise, the Southern California News Group. You do a weekly capsule. Tell us a little bit about what you wrote this week so that people who are out there, they need to tune in and read and buy the newspaper if they still exist or go online. How do they do that, first of all, and then tell us what you wrote about?
The newspaper still exists. We still do print a daily newspaper. You can find it at most of your local grocery stores, as a matter of fact. The online version is available, pe.com.
I bought it.
You can go there any time of the day, and you can get a really, really inexpensive subscription online for this information. What I do for the Press Enterprise and Southern California Newspaper Group is I cover a lot of college sports in addition to high school sports, but my primary beat, if you call it one, is inland college sports, and so my job is to cover those Division III schools. We have 4 in the inland area: University of Redlands, Claremont Mudscripts, Pomona Pitzer, and University of Laverne, all in the SCIAC, right? All playing in NCAA Division III. And then we also have 4 junior colleges: Riverside City College, San Bernardino Valley College, Chaffey College, and Mount San Jacinto College down there in Menifee.
Well, 2 of those programs, I believe, have new head coaches this year. San Bernardino and Chaffey. Coach Chavarini became a Division I coach this year, somewhere back in the Midwest, somewhere
in
Oklahoma. And I'll tell you what. What are your thoughts so far of this RCC team?
Oh my goodness, they've just reloaded. And Brady Jones has been waiting around for his opportunity. Got a couple of chances last year. Was really, really good in his opportunities, but he's a mobile gunslinger, like the previous 2, like Reggie Retzlaff, like Barton. And I think he kind of just slots into this offense. And we saw in the first half he was really, really good. He was 16 of 25 for almost 200 yards, no interceptions, and they let the running game pack the punch. So I think we're not far off from maybe an even more explosive offense this year. I know that's hard to say considering everything the RCC did last season, but the pieces are in place for another really, really talented offense. I think it has to come into shape defensively. They've been pretty good tonight, but that's always a work in progress.
Now we see players, like I said, there's players playing at Chaffey, San Jacinto, San Bernardino. Chaffey went 10-0 last year, new coach. Do you know anything about that program off the top of your head you can talk about?
So Coach Buys, he was previously the coach at Azusa Pacific.
That's right.
He's been coaching at LaSalle Prep in Pasadena high school football the last 5 years. He's an offensive guru, as a running back in college himself. held the record of Azusa Pacific for rushing yards, or a second all-time to maybe like Christian Okoye,
yeah.
right? So he has an offensive skill set. I think Chaffee will benefit from that. They had a lot of offensive pieces last year. A lot of those pieces went elsewhere. Darian Dortch followed Chiavrini to Oklahoma at Northeastern State, and then Jason Cortez, the former Centennial running back, he transferred to Mount San Antonio College or Mount Sac.
And going over to San Bernardino, Daniel Algadas is out. They've struggled the last 2 years, 0-20 the last 2 years. The new head coach came on just recently, I think within the last 2 months. How is that? I mean, what are the thought process? They have a beautiful stadium out in San Bernardino, but did you have a chance to cover them at all?
I did have a very nice conversation with Coach Nate Turner this last Sunday. He spoke to me at home, and he's very up-tempo, very positive, and he's gone from what was a returning player set of about 11 or 12 players to over 50, and now he missed entire recruiting spells, and so the recruiting that's been done has been done by the players, bringing their old high school teammates and such in, and we'll see what happens. There's not a whole lot of positivity about the program right now, considering the late start for Coach Turner and where they are. They play down in San Diego Mesa today. I don't know the result of that game yet, but I think it'll be a week-to-week process with them. They're probably going to struggle with health at some point without a proper preseason and doing some other things. So I think it'll be a tough season. Hopefully, Coach Turner's on a temporary contract. The college sees fit this coming offseason to renew him and bring him back and actually try and build a program.
Now let's head on down to the 215 to a beautiful second-year stadium at Mount San Jacinto. They've moved from the original out in San Jacinto to Menifee now. You and I were there last year. What a wonderful, wonderful stadium. What are your thoughts on San Jacinto?
That's an interesting program. They won the last 3 games of their regular season and kind of salvaged their year last year. Being freeway adjacent will help them recruiting-wise. Being way out in San Jacinto hurt them for so long. They were just drawing from Hemet and Beaumont and places like that. Now they can actually draw from the Temecula's and Murrietas and stuff, and I think more talent will start to filter up from there, which will be good for that program. I think a 5-5, 6-4 season, I don't know if they're quite a bowl team yet.
But all I know is they have a nice pizza oven out in front of the stadium, and they were serving adult beverages. That's one thing I've never seen.
True. That is true. Yeah, you don't usually see that on a community college campus.
Well, Dennis, you're also heavily involved here in the community. You're on the Riverside Hall of Fame board. Tell us, what you're looking forward to, what you have done for. I know you put out a monthly newsletter based on the Hall of Fame and the different high schools. I know you're very entrenched with all the high schools. How much fun has that been for you, and what are you expecting here in the next year?
It's an absolute pleasure to be a part of the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. In the last year that I've been a member of the board, we've initiated the newsletter. We've done another couple of initiatives to try and bring a little bit more technology savvy to the group. It's a little bit older group, right? So we're trying to, bring it into the 22nd century. I think the fun part for me is being part of that group and going to those meetings and meeting those important sports figures in our community, and being attached to that is a blessing to me. What I'd like to see happen, of course, is more soccer people.
Definitely, always more kickball.
Become members of the Hall of Fame. I have a lot of ideas on how to do that and people that we can nominate. I've nominated a soccer person this season, so we'll see how far that goes, as well as some other media people. I'm also, a member of the media, so there are a number of Riverside media over the years that are due the kind of distinction that the Sport Hall of Fame provides. And so my job, as I see it, is to bring more soccer and more media to the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame.
Well, it's great that you're so entrenched. You've been doing this for so long, and it's greatly appreciated. I don't want to say, it's embarrassing for me to say this, but I'm the vice president of the board, and I work closely with you. What's nice is that everybody on this board, we can call each other on the phone, and it's a friendship first, and it blossoms into what I think has been the best class we saw last year going in, and the Wall of Distinction. It has been a true blessing having you on that board.
Well, thank you very much. It's a real pleasure to be a part of, and I honestly think that the deserving part of that is, having put in so much time in the community, and to be able to turn that back around and give back in that way is, something that I hold very dear to me. So thank you very much, Jeff.
Well, he is Dennis Pope, and how do we find you? I know you're on social media. I always enjoy reading your stuff. Where do we find you?
I like Twitter. I don't call it the other thing. I like Twitter. I'm at Dennis Pope on Twitter. I'm on Instagram and the other social media outlets too, but you can find me easiest on Twitter at Dennis Pope. Just my first name and my last name.
Well, Dennis, we're going to look forward to having you on throughout the season here at Riverside City College. You're a dear friend, and thank you for your time and energy, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you, sir. Talk to you soon.
All right, he's Dennis Pope. Tigers lead 30-7 over Long Beach City. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have the second half here with Ghazal Hassan and myself on Riverside TV.
I'm Cheech Marin, and we're inviting you to reserve your spot for the inaugural showing of Cheech Collects. So get your tickets today. We're looking for you. I'm Cheech Marin, and we're inviting you to reserve your spot for the inaugural showing of Cheech Collects. So get your tickets today. We're looking for you.
The Riverside Libraries have new hours and are now open on Sundays. Now you'll have more time to explore, study, and learn about the things that matter to you the most. The new hours for Arlington, Arlanza, Marcy, La Sierra, Orange Terrace, Eastside, and Casablanca libraries are Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., while the Downtown Main Library is open Tuesday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. To find out more information about the new hours along with events and programs at the library nearest to you, visit riversideca.gov/library.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. There are 3 different containers for your trash. The blue bin is for recyclables and should only be used for clean recyclable materials such as aluminum cans, cardboard, glass bottles, plastics, and styrofoam. The old brown bin, or new bin with gray lid, is for standard household trash and items not suitable for the other bins, such as animal waste, cactus, palm fronds, soil products, and other waste. The green barrel is for your grass clippings, leaves, weeds, and other plant materials, excluding palm fronds, cactus, and yucca. And please remember not to use any of the containers for heavy construction waste such as concrete. For a complete guide to sorting your trash, please visit riversideca.gov/publicworks.
There is the sum of our ambition after 30 minutes of football here. Opening night for both the Vikings and the Tigers. We'll toss it down to Pep Fernandez. His opening night, too, run on the red carpet, or the green carpet, if you will, here at Wheelock Stadium.
Gazal, I put on my Saturday night best to come out here and check out the Tigers. Listen, they're up big here at halftime. The offense has been great. Divine Pearson has been fantastic on the ground. But really, they've only given up 7 points to Long Beach City here at halftime. I just spoke with defensive coordinator James Cook, and he said outside of that first drive by the Vikings, it's been smooth sailing. He's really pleased with what his defense has been able to do, but he says he does regret that first drive. But outside of that, he's very happy. He hopes they can continue here in the second half. Guys, back to you.
Opening night for everybody. It's like a big play. Overture, hit the lights. This is it. We'll get some highlights there. Divine Pearson, one of his 3 touchdowns, getting ready for the kickoff. It looks like this is Talon Samoski, left-footed kicker from Riverside Poly, getting the opportunity here. Back to the 5-yard line. And Davis bringing it out over the 30 to the 35-yard line. I'm sorry, that's Crozier instead. The white-on-white numbers, guys, on a hot night, just tough. No contrast at all. But either way, Mookie Davis makes the return, 30-yard or 27-yard return after the 32. 1st and 10 Vikings.
We had a nice conversation with Dennis Pope at halftime, Gazal.
You did.
We were talking. He knows all about. We went over Chafee, San Jacinto, San Bernardino Valley.
He doesn't know that much. He makes you believe that, but he really doesn't.
He is a bastion of knowledge.
Play action over the middle, looking for Crozier, and suplex there. Surprise, a flag didn't come out. We had a lot of flags in the first half. Raymond Valencia with the suplex there after the pass goes a little bit errant, and it's 2nd down and 10. Valencia, get a look at him there out of Chaparral. Long Beach City, 2nd best passing team in the state last year. Crozier in the near slot. Foster is the running back. Bordeaux split out to the far side. Here's Foster. Dancing to the outside and nothing doing. 2 orange shirts there to take care of him. The first man there,
Eddie Elaine.
was Eddie Elaine.
Boy, you saw the speed there. I was going to say, who was that? That looked familiar.
That's a streak. His family was here. I saw the Roadrunner and his dad, mom.
You saw Dreddy?
Dreddy's here.
Dreddy, Eddie.
He was having nachos.
He's not allowed to eat now. I'm going to tell Batdorf.
Dreddy. See, now I got him in trouble.
Dreddy, Eddie,
I feel terrible.
And Freddie.
I feel terrible.
The 3 brothers. Great running backs.
3rd and 14. Going deep. Double coverage. Linton down the field along with Eddie Elaine. Had the bracket coverage down the field on Samaj Dunn. Dunn out of Dorsey, the sophomore. So 4th down coming up, and RCC has turned away the Vikings 3 and out.
Yeah, every time we say Eddie Elaine, I think remember the old Mr. Rogers, Lady Elaine.
Lady Elaine, Eddie Elaine. And there was a train.
Yes. So every time, we've been just calling the names of these 3 brothers for the last 12 years now, or they're going to be 12 years after they're all said and done. And I always think of old Fred Rogers.
Yeah, because Fred Holly kind of looks like Fred Rogers, Mr. Holly's neighborhood. John Montoya, the punter. Little short kick. He's going to bounce it midfield. It'll roll inside the 40 to the 39. 33-yard kick, no return.
Our Riverside TV guy just went down. And cameras and everything. Let's get video of that.
Is that Blake?
Is that Blake?
Hopefully he's okay. No, it's Steve. That's Steve.
Steve!
Canyon Springs guy. It's like your wife. Well, she's not a guy, but you know what I mean.
Steve took a shot. Scott Brocious, can we check on Steve, make sure he's okay?
He's smiling. I think he should be okay.
No, he's smiling because he's in pain.
Bunch formation to the far side. Jones pulls it down after some pressure. He's in trouble. He'll fling it up. Good coverage. Was looking for Cox. Dominique Cox out of the slot. And it was Cameron Blanton the UNLV transfer with the play. Blanton played his high school ball at Long Beach Poly for the Jackrabbits. Power in Long Beach.
Oh, watch Steve. Watch Steve.
Here's
This is his
Steve
view.
Play.
Watch. Steve, he's under the table. Oh, Steve. We got to give him a sticker for his helmet. Put it on his forehead. Oh, look at, he just got great. Steve.
2nd and 10 for RCC. We hope Steve's okay. Little bit of a delay. Now he pulls it down. Good pressure off the back foot, and there's some miscommunication there. I think he was looking for Bruins. Somebody grabbed his shoulder pad, pulled the jersey off the shoulder pad against Bo Bruins. Bruins battling over there with Jason Jones. 3rd and 10. Remember a band, early to mid-'90s band, the Red Ants?
I do remember
all-female band.
Yes.
They went to Long Beach City College. And I was talking about Jason Jones. They had a song called Jenny Jones. I think it was about the TV show, but I'm not sure. A lot of bad words in it. Pearson, 45, breaks a tackle, and he's got the first down. Oh, they'll mark him. They're going to mark him just short. So the knee went down. He needed the 49. The knee went down just inside the 49.
This is great. Watch.
Steve, the cameraman, taking one for the team.
I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag. Hey, you know who my favorite Long Beach City College graduate is? Or alumnus? Carl Weathers. Look, Steve.
So 4th and short, they're going to punt it.
Apollo Creed.
Hossman out to kick for RCC. Josh Hossman-Lees.
I thought you said John Houseman.
Hossman.
Remember John
like
Houseman?
Haas from Bonanza.
Remember John Houseman?
So they took the delay to back off 5 yards, and now he'll kick it. A little strategery here from Tom Kraft. Here's the kick by Hossman. It'll bounce at the 25, roll dead at the 20. So a 36-yard kick, no return. And 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Vikings of Long Beach City College. Riverside City College up here 30-7.
Big lead.
They can disappear in a hurry, though, Jeff.
Oh, we have seen it before. We've seen it many times here.
Especially college football, for whatever reason, man, teams can get hot.
But they don't have James Cook.
Fair. From the 20, it's a 1st and 10. Here's the give. That's Khalil Warren pinballing up to the 30-yard line, close to a first down. Khalil, the real deal, Warren. I have a friend named Khalil. We call him the real deal. So
you do?
Anybody named Khalil,
the real
I
deal.
want to say he's the real deal. From the 30 of 1st and 10. To the outside, complete. I believe that's Bordeaux. Stepping out of bounds. 41-yard line. They'll move the sticks. From the 41. Long look back to his bench, Chet Petty. His head coach, Brett Peabody, calling the signals. Taking over the play calling. He's took it over last year. Here's the give and a little space. A lot of space. Anderson finally brings down Khalil Warren and the real deal out to the 42, a 17-yard run.
Boy, he is powerful. We saw him a bit in the first half, but man, he's picking up some steam here.
I mean, he's a big guy, like 5'11", about 230, but he's also a track guy. Had some interest from San Jose State, and then coach at San Jose State got the Arizona job, so that kind of dried up. Give to Warren, nothing doing there. Isaiah Boger made sure nothing big happened, wrapped him up from around the ankles, and got some help after that, second down. It's interesting. Boger would leave the field at times last year. I don't think he's been off the field for a defensive sequence this year. You remember?
Yes. Yeah, he would. He has not come off the field tonight. I've been watching him every play.
Second down. Here's the throw. Tipped. Valencia with the coverage. Intended receiver for Long Beach City College on the play was Dylan Clark. Clark, we saw him earlier. He's the sophomore, Culver City High.
A lot of penalties tonight.
Yeah, he's going to decline it. That makes sense.
Yes.
Third down coming up. So they called an illegal man downfield, and Tom Kraft declined it because they want to exhaust the down to make it a third down situation. And then let Isaiah Boger pin his ears back and just come at you. And when you talk to him, Jeff, you better say sir. Otherwise, he'll pin his ears back and flat out come at you. That's Isaiah Boger. 3rd and 11 coming up. Little pressure. Complete underneath to Clark at the 41. They're going to say incomplete. So 4th down coming up. Clark thought he was going to pull a fast one there. I think it was pretty close. All right, as they exchange, we'll toss it down to Pep Fernandez.
Hey guys, down here on the sidelines, we know the hazards that go with it. And our camera guy, Steven, behind the camera. Listen, the cameras are big. They sit on your shoulder. They provide a big blind spot. You can't see everything, but he is okay. I know you guys were talking about him. He's doing just fine. So, Steven, are you doing okay? Big thumbs up, guys. We're okay, so we'll have more reports from the sideline. Back to you.
Montoya with the kick. Fair catch called for inside the 10. And Bond will take it into about the 8-yard line. So good kick. 48-yard kick by Montoya, no return.
I like how Steve put his thumb out there, but it looked like his thumb might have been dislocated.
Yeah. I'm sorry. They kicked, so a 35-yard. They kicked from the 43 on this side. So a 35-yard kick, no return. Either way, tough field position for the Tigers. They lead this one 30-7, third quarter. Ghazal Hassan with you along with Jeff Gorham. We got Dennis Pope up here from the Press Enterprise / Southern California News Group. Pep Fernandez down on the field. Cameraman Steve. Legs both seem to be intact. Moval guy, they're tough. Cox in motion. The lateral to Cox. Swims through the tackle. Cox spinning. He's going to lose yardage back to the 3-yard line. Jalen Johnson nearly had him in the end zone for a safety.
Coach Kraft not happy with that play.
So 4-yard loss back to the 4. 2nd and 14. It's a four-man front for Long Beach City College. Cox in the near slot. Hammond split out to the near side. Give up the middle. Over the 5-yard line and then push back. 3rd down coming up. That was Branch. Johnson helped out on the tackle. Also getting up from the bottom of the foul, Marco Rivas, another Long Beach Poly kid. 3rd and 11. Jones throws. Hammond reels it in. 1st down at the 25-yard line. How about Omar Hammond? Omar coming.
Omar delivered. I'll tell you what, Omar was laying on the ground when he catches this football. I mean, he is down, and
as long as he catches the ball, he's okay.
Catch a great play.
Up to the 25-yard line and a 1st down for RCC. Motioning out of the backfield is Owens. They'll get the ball to Jackson Owens. I'm sorry, that's Dominique Cox. and they lose the football. Punched away, ball loose. Looks like at first shot was Long Beach City College, and they get it at the 40-yard line. So the turnover, ball punched out from Dominique Cox. The Vikings fall on it. First down, Long Beach City College.
Yeah, there were 2 holds there, by the way. They were going to call on RCC.
So you see Owens motioning out here, but instead they go to Cox. And good blocking here by Owens, but the better play made here. Let's see who dislodges it. I think that was Welch that made the hit that dislodged it. And you mentioned there were 2 flags on RCC, but obviously Brett Peabody is going to say no thank you. Brett Peabody, the head coach of the Vikings, and it'll be Vikings football. Now, I wonder if they take a shot. I love when coaches take the shot after the turnover.
Big momentum changer here if they can get that.
So split out to the near side. Let's watch Samaj done. He's got some speed. Instead, they'll go out of the backfield to Khalil Warren. And a false start's going to be called on Liberty, on Long Beach City College. Josiah Patea, the freshman from Cabrillo. No, instead, I'm sorry, he's out of Long Beach, but he played at J. Sarah. Back to the 45-yard line. So Crozier and Clark here to the near side, done. So trips to the near side. Bordeaux to the top of the formation. Petty dancing. And Nixon's the one. Jawan Nixon, 5-yard loss. He, Jeff, is not a crook.
46-18. Our other state champion, CSDR, over Avalon.
Boger forces the action outside, and there's Nixon laying in wait.
And that's a halftime score, ladies and gentlemen.
Second down. More pressure coming. Here's the throw. Intended for Bordeaux, incomplete.
And another flag.
And the flag will come in. That's unfortunate.
And that's going to be a costly one for the Tigers, considering they were.
Assad Chapman on the coverage, and it'll go against RCC.
Well, it'll be a 3rd and 5. Or
roughing the passer on RCC, so a 15-yard mark-off. When you got him pushed back to 3rd down, that's a tough one.
That's a real tough one.
I was watching a video of Lawrence Taylor today. We'll get into it after this play. Under 8 minutes to play 3rd quarter. Driving are the Vikings. Trying to get back into this one. The Tigers with a 30-7 lead. Remember, though, this Long Beach City team last year, 2nd-best passing team in the state. They can turn things around in a hurry. Here's Khalil Warren. Didn't quite get the clean handoff. Couldn't get that initial step. He's still, look at him burrow forward, though, the power down underneath. Burrows up to about the 33-yard line, so he was dead to rights for a loss. He picked up a couple.
Look like the All Blacks from New Zealand right there.
Little rugby scrum action.
Yeah.
Huh? Invictus. So mark it to the 32, and it's 2nd and 7 coming up. Play fake, thrown to the outside, complete to Crozier. And Crozier, nice job swimming, stumbles forward. He'll get the first down. Was upended but kept his balance. Ball to the 22-yard line. Crozier spent 2022 at Benedictine, a NAIA school in Kansas. Wanted to come back to SoCal. Playing his sophomore year for Brett Peabody. 1st and 10, Warren gets the initial chuck, and then Anderson comes in there, and he'll stop him at about the 21-yard line. I'm sorry, that's not Anderson. Thought it was Anderson instead. Tackle on the play made by Adrian Williams, our buddy from John W. North.
Called his name a couple times in that first half. J.W. North struggling a bit this year. First time we've seen 3rd and Chicago in this situation early in the season. At what, 0-3?
So second down. So illegal procedure. And the false start will be marked off. So Tamiko Jackson, I guess, had an equipment issue. He's the freshman from Ohio, LaSalle High School, Cincinnati area. Was a football player, also a big track guy, and Tom Kraft very high on him. I'm guessing James Cook is too because he plays on the defensive side. He's got speed. He's got strength. So back it off 5 more yards, 2nd and 13. Petty putting some air under it. Clark diving incomplete. Valencia on the coverage for RCC. Ahmad Chapman was around there too.
You were just back in Ohio, as they say.
I was in Columbus, yeah. I like going to Cincinnati. We got to go to a Reds game at some point, Jeff. Oh, nice. And I think next year UCLA plays out there against Ohio State.
Oh, we should go out there.
So we'll take that weekend off. Bring the family. We'll all hang out.
My wife was born in Columbus.
Oh, you told me that. Yes, you got family there. You know what has family there? Alan Zinsmeister. We should all do a little party action. Flag comes in on the 3rd down. Now, the play clock's on the other side of the stadium, so I couldn't see if that's what the issue was. So they're going to wave it off.
Yeah, pick it up.
I'm okay with that. Let the players decide it. Third down. Petty stepping up and throwing it. It's complete. Valencia with the big hit. That's making the catch. Norvell Holmes. He goes by PJ, La Mirada High School product.
What's up, Holmes? Great catch, great route, though. Knew exactly where to go. And
first down to the 11 for the Vikings. They're driving. Holmes, a good athlete, played volleyball at high school as well as football. 1st and 10, line is the 11. They can still get a first down at about the 1.5-yard line. Petty, though, going for Clark, and nice catch. He reels it in. Good coverage by Valencia, but great touch by Petty. Puts it right where he needed to. And Clark, he's a little bit shook up, but he'll be fine once he gets up. Reels in the touchdown for the Vikings. So the Vikings punch back. They convert the turnover into 7 points, Jeff Gorham.
And it's a close one. This brings it right back in there. The turnover, like you said, costly, but a great catch. But man meeting turf doesn't always feel good, even on a good score.
Sometimes, obviously, you want to avoid anything like that if you're the Tigers, but sometimes a guy makes a play, and Clark went up and made the play there for the Vikings. Big PAT coming up here. Because remember, the Tigers have missed one. Swing of the leg by Eric Zavala. He booms it through, and it's 30-14.
Zavala just kicked that into the RCC pool. That was a great kick.
So here's the play, and Petty's been good with the touch all night and just right where it needs to be. Good job by Clark. Goes and catches the ball at its highest point. Another angle looking here. And again, we talked about it a little bit last night, Jeff, when you're that timing pattern, when you get the ball out of your hand and the defense has to react, you're just at such an advantage. And, you talk to Tom Kraft, talk to other people. Your good friend Ken Bashinsky won his 100th game yesterday, who works with quarterbacks. When there's a young quarterback in particular, they say, like, we're working on him. Hey, get rid of the ball as soon as you can. Know what you're going to do. Have a purpose of what you're going to do. Petty had tremendous purpose there on that play. Pep Fernandez has something for us. Let's go down to Pep.
Hey, guys, yeah, this game just got a little bit more interesting, so maybe we'll see a little bit more Bo Bruins on offense for the Tigers coming up. I just spoke with Bo moments ago, and he was saying that, and if you guys look, they're right below you in the press box. His family and a bunch of guys that he played with at Ramona High School came out to this game to kind of celebrate, right, his first game officially as an RCC Tiger. He's having a great game. He's been involved in a lot of plays already, and it's only a 2-touchdown game, so we'll see if Bo's going to get get some more touches here in the second half, in the third quarter. But he's got a lot of fans up there, so the next time he makes a big play and you hear a roar right below you, that's his family and friends from Ram High. Pretty cool.
4:57 to play. Thanks. But Pat, he always gets great information, man. He's so good at what he does. You make sure you tune in on Friday nights to the pep rally. Friday night pep rally on Riverside TV, 11 o'clock. Jeff Gore and Pep Fernandez. I'll make an occasional appearance, too, but you're not there for me. You're there for them, breaking down all the scores on the high school scene. You even talk a little RCC. From the 25, it's a 1st and 10. Here's the give. Right up the middle. Here's Pearson. Pearson to the second level, still on his feet. Will burrow all the way up to that painted Tiger Visage at midfield. 23-yard pickup for, I'm sorry, that was Branch, not Pearson. That was Branch on the carry for RCC. And either way, a 23-yard gain. Andre Branch having himself a night tonight. Both running backs producing.
Yeah, watching. He goes right up that right side. Great block from the line. Taking care of business. Got to that the second part of the secondary.
Big Cap Josie out of Vista Del Lago, and there's the completion of the sideline to Dominique Cox. And Cox will get up to about the 38-yard line.
Well, he has been a favorite target of Brady Jones tonight.
15-yard pickup, move the sticks.
Remember, in the first half, 10 different receivers caught the football. And that sounds like a normal Tom Kraft offense.
So you see Ashtiani in the pattern along with Ross Nixon the third. This is Nixon in motion. Jones now in a little bit of trouble. Here comes the pressure. Jones fakes the run. Now he'll fakes the pass. Now he'll run it inside the 30. He'll crawl forward to the 26. Grabbing around the ankles was Corday Jones. And he just waits for help to show up. About a 13-yard pickup there for Brady Jones. Not afraid to run with the football.
No, and you watch the fawn, as I like to call him now. When he gets grabbed by his ankle, his knee doesn't go down, and he extends and gets an extra 2 yards. Watch this play. Doesn't get the knee down.
Carson Moore in hot pursuit.
Right there, perfect. Great play. Uses that off arm to get that extra yard. Great play there from
the 23. Time for Jones. Directing traffic, rolling to the right side. He's got pressure coming. Jones finally just gets rid of it to throw it away. In the vicinity was Omar Hammond, but he was just burning the down there. They had Ashtiani down the field, but I don't think Jones had a clear path to him. So Hammond was close, and Cassius Ashtiani was deep. 2nd and 10 coming up. So Tom Kraft said Jones is going to be judged on two things. He's going to be judged on accuracy and his decision-making, and so far both have been pretty good tonight.
Yeah, that was a broken play and made the great decision at the very last possible second.
Long Beach City wants to snuff this drive here. So broadcaster jinx in full effect. We praise Brady Jones. He takes too much time. They'll back it off 5 yards back to the 28. I'm sorry, back to the 32. So they were at the 27, and they're back to the 32. Willerford in motion. And now movement up front. So movement up front on the offensive line, and the Tigers moving backwards.
He just wanted to let us know he was there because centers are people too.
Jones looking. Oh, Nixon goes up and gets it. Oh, my. Like snatching a babka out of an apartment window, dangling on a fish hook. Ross Nixon the third goes up and grabs it at a cathedral in Los Angeles.
What a great catch here as we look at the replay on the field.
The Nevada bounce back.
Oh, they're going to say it.
So incomplete. Yeah, I don't think the foot came down. That's the question. Usually when the knee comes down, that counts as a foot, but technically did not get the foot in. And that's an NFL rule.
Yeah.
NFL rule, if the knee is in, you're in. Let's watch it again. Goes up, What comes down?
Oh, he's out of bounds.
Foot,
Good call.
yeah, that's a good call. Good call. Foot was out of bounds. Little bit of confusion, and falling on it at midfield is Brady Jones.
And Jones smart to play. Got to play to the whistle.
So it's a good stand. Flag comes in. So the Tigers actually benefit from that. An offside called on Long Beach City College. Looked like Kylan Bennett, the freshman from Warren High, was kind of in the neutral zone. And obviously there's confusion on the snap count there. So we'll do it all over again, third down. Jones moving. Jones to the 20. First down and more, still on his feet inside the 5. All the way down to the 3-yard line, a 32-yard run for Brady Jones. Move the sticks for RCC. And the quarterback making a savvy play, picking up that first down.
I don't think I can call him a fawn any longer. He is running like a buck.
I mean, physically kind of looks reminds me a little bit of Jake Retzlaff. They mark it down at the 8-yard line. Here's the handoff to Andre Branch. Branch carrying tacklers with him, still on his feet, driving inside the 5, about a 5-yard pickup there.
Now, did you watch any of the Eagles game last night?
I did not. I was working with you.
But I watched it in replay a little bit today. No Kels. You can't do the tush push or whatever they call it anymore.
He retired.
Yeah, they can't.
Kelsey retired.
They can't run it anymore.
So a 4-yard pickup officially. Second down and goal from the 4. Here's the fade to the end zone.
No.
Incomplete. Good play on the defensive side. On coverage for Long Beach City College there was Torian White. White, the UConn bounce back out of Long Beach Poly. One-on-one with Nixon. And good play to knock it away. Third down. Ashtiani in the far slot. Owens split out to the far side. Now motioning out of the backfield is Branch. Here's the throw, the quick slant to Ashtiani. Did he get it? He did. Touchdown, Tigers. First touchdown of the career for Cassius Ashtiani. Extra point coming up. This is Padilla.
To RCC counters.
Bounce right back. It was a tough situation. It was third down and long. They were back at the 50-yard line, and that extra penalty, the offside penalty, definitely kind of breathed some new life as the PAT is up and good. And it's 37-14 in favor of Long Beach, or in favor of Riverside. They lead Long Beach City here. Remember, last year, RCC jumped out to a big lead against the Vikings, and the Vikings were able to rally back, but that was because RCC turned the ball over 4 times. So one turnover already today. The Vikings have capitalized on. They're going to need to score here and force another one. Minute 23 left in the third quarter.
You know, it seems like every year we ask the same question. Is this team better than last year? And it's always...
They have been.
They have been. I mean, every single season it has been better and better. And this is a great start this year for...
To Josh Hossman Lees. He was a soccer player, and his friend Jackson Daniels at Helix talked him into playing football when they were freshmen. Mom wasn't a fan, but they said, no, he's just going to kick. He's not going to get hurt. He's just going to kick. And it's worked out for him. Squibb. Ball picked up at the 20-yard line, little confusion, and finally Crozier has it inside the 20. Swatting to the outside. He'll be out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. We saw that play turn disastrous yesterday.
Yes, we did.
At Arlington High School when Hillcrest had a lead. They couldn't handle a kickoff and it got all the way back to the 9-yard line, and then the defense made a great play for Ramona. Crozier picks it up at about the 18 and then kind of swerves his way up over the 30. Finally, when he gets to the 30-yard line, Jalen Curtis, the freshman from Upland, says, "How do you do?" And that's where they'll start the drive. Shout out to my guy Pete Arbogast, calling USC Utah State tonight. 8 o'clock start. Completion to the outside, but not for much. Stepping up and making the play for RCC out there is Tamiko Jackson. They love him. Making the catch is Matthew Bereni. He's the West kid out of Western High in Long Beach. Second year on the team. Had 28 catches last year. Second down. Trying to get the ball off on the quick screen to Samaj Dunn, but no doing there. Stepping up and making the play, Ahmad Chapman, the freshman from Cajon.
I think this defense is playing better here in the second half than they did in the first.
Well, it's interesting because talking about Long Beach City, they have a lot of young guys and they have a lot of talent. I think some of the young guys on RCC are pretty talented as well. I think Long Beach is a pretty good team. They're in the top 25 to start the season in the coaches poll. Third down coming up. Petty racing. And Petty down he goes. Jawan Nixon says hello.
That's big number 10 on that track for the Tigers. That's Jawan Nicholson.
Makai Segal was there, and all of a sudden, watch Segal. He is just a big wall, and watch what comes around the wall. Nixon.
Like Danny Aiello to Michael Gazzo in Godfather 2. Jawan Nixon says hello. And that's the end of the third quarter. Fourth down play coming up. We have Pep Fernandez. We'll go down to Pep.
Hey, guys, I just heard Jeff mention that maybe this RCC football team this year could be as good or maybe better than last year's championship team. Well, next week, if you want to look into the future just a little bit, they will play on the road at Golden West. And, guys, Golden West just pulled off a big 27-25 victory against a always tough Bakersfield College Renegade squad. So I know there's history between RCC and Golden West. We're going to find out real quick how good this RCC team is, not only tonight, but also going into next week, going on the road to Golden West, who is a winner tonight. Gazal, Jeff, back to you.
Yeah, a lot of good teams on the schedule for RCC here in Southern California. We mentioned the JCAB poll. RCC was first. They got 9 of 12 first-place votes. The other 3 went to San Mateo. Southern California, Mount Sac 3 in that poll, Fullerton 5 in that poll, Ventura 7, Golden West 8, Mesa 12. The Tigers will play them. Citrus 13, Hancock 15, Canyon 16, Bakersfield 17, Cerritos 18, Saddleback 20, Long Beach 23, Palomar 24. And here's the punt off the foot of Montoya. And Fair caught at the 46-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for RCC from the 40, I guess 47 officially. Oh, El Camino's in the top 10 too. El Camino's 11th in that poll. So a lot of SoCal teams. The Tigers will play Golden West. They'll play El Camino. Obviously, they'll play Fullerton and Mesa in conference in league.
Remember, a couple of years ago, the Tigers lost at Golden West. That's a tough place to play.
They did. Didn't Golden West beat him here too?
They did.
With Jake, did they beat him when Retzlaff was over there?
Yes, exactly.
They got him again in the playoffs. Here's the handoff. Diving forward and tumbling down. It's our first look at Devin Turner. Turner, the freshman from St. Francis High. He hails from La Cañada. La Cañada Flintridge, I guess they call it.
Yes.
You ever been to La Cañada?
I have. Driven by it.
Huh?
I've driven by it many times.
8-yard pickup for Turner. Now Brady Jones leans over to say something. Jones dancing. Jones throwing over the middle. Incomplete, looking for Omar Hammond. Dominique Cox was in the vicinity as well. In on the coverage for Long Beach City was Jonah Martinez, sophomore out of Alemany, Bishop Alemany up in the valley. 3rd down and 2 coming up. Get a look at Brady Jones. Pretty good debut for the young man. Well, he made his debut last year. I'm talking about as a starter. And, Tom Kraft likes all three of his quarterbacks. Here's the throw to the outside. That'll be a first down. Dancing inside the 35. And penalty on the play. That's complete to Ross Nixon.
This is going to go against Long Beach, I believe.
So they'll decline the penalty, and they'll take the gain. Gain to the 35-yard line. Sticks will move up. And timeout by Tom Kraft. We'll get to talking about the quarterback situation. He says, "Hey, it's going to be a competition." And Chris Cooper, a freshman from Beaumont, Jared Doolittle, a freshman from Western Christian, both involved in it. Brady Jones won the job in camp largely due to his experience because he's played in Tom Kraft's system. We get a look at the Vikings huddle there. Vikings defensive coordinator Marquez Cooper, and there's Tom Kraft and Kevin Kraft running the offense, but on game day, Tom Kraft, the head coach, but he's saying, hey, we're going to have competition. It'll be open. But he said, I really like the quarterback room. And Tom Kraft knows a thing or two about quarterbacks, so it was encouraging for him to hear that, to hear him say that. But also the success that the quarterback position has had at RCC since we've been covering RCC the last 5 or 6 years.
Well, yeah, and sitting behind these two guys, it's a lot like NFL players. They always question, do you start a rookie? Or do you sit behind and learn? And this is the great thing about Brady Jones is he sat behind two of All-Americans and learned a lot, and you can tell.
Here's the give up the middle, a lot of open space up to the 15-yard line, about a 20-yard pickup on the play. And that's Marquise Monroe, the freshman. They like him a lot. Tom Kraft talked a lot about him. 2,500 career yards rushing at Ayala, 650 receiving yards in 29 career games in high school, 32 touchdowns. Flared out of the backfield. Here's Dominique Cox to the pylon, dancing inside. He leans in. Is he in? They're going to say down at the 1-yard line. 14-yard pickup, first and goal for RCC from the 1-yard line. So it was interesting. That was one of the, me and Tom Kraft, I try to keep it to business, but if he wants to talk about something, I'm not going to stop him. And one of the tangents of our conversation was about the philosophy of, when you choose a school. So first and goal from the 1. Here's the give to Monroe, and he'll slide right in there. Touchdown. Sliding in under big Simeon Maava. Flag on the play? Flag on the play. So a touchdown, but a potential penalty. So we'll sort it out. Let's wait for our white hat to give us the explanation. So I guess they called it false start, but technically it's illegal formation, I guess they were saying. So a 5-yard mark-off, it'll be first and goal now from the 6.
Yeah, they're going to call that on the receiver out there. That's on, I think, Ross Nixon.
Ross Nixon, the third.
The third. Now, what makes it the third? My dad was an English teacher. You had Thurston Howell, the third. Does that mean there's 3 of them with the same name?
No.
Throughout the family.
Right up the middle, and it's a touchdown. Matriculating the ball into the end zone. Second touchdown for Brandon McMasters. He's kind of the goal line specialist out of Kingsland, Georgia, Brunswick High School. Second trip to pay dirt for him. And 43 for Riverside City. That was your number at Ramona, was it not?
Yes, it was.
So Padilla coming out. And let's give the holders some love. Zach Abraham doing some holding. Abraham out of Centennial in Las Vegas. Right leg swings and it goes through the uprights. 44-14. A lot of famous 44s. Henry Aaron.
Okay, well,
Reggie Jackson.
Okay, who's Mike?
John Riggins.
Nope.
Michael Cage.
I'm going to go. No.
Jerry West.
Nope.
Mitch wore 43.
Gervin. George Gervin.
The Iceman. Oh, you had the poster.
Yes.
44. There's the touchdown by McMasters. He gets a little love tap there by Douglas Taloma.
That was
44 points on the board for RCC.
Taloma was able to lift him. We got the June bug back, guys. I'm going to grab it.
Paloma's a big guy.
Look at that.
6'6", 350.
Did you see that? That was a grown man.
That's a nice move.
I grabbed a June bug and threw it on a person down below.
It's like Shohei Ohtani returning the ball to the infield after an extra base hit. So Hossman Lee's back on to kick it away. RCC very much in control here in the opener against Long Beach City, number 1 team in the state. And the coaches poll, low line drive kick, fielded at the 15-yard line by Davis, dancing up to the 35. Now he's into the 40, trying to cut back to midfield, gets by the kicker. He'll make another move, and he's into Tigers territory. So Travis Mookie Davis, the sophomore out of Long Beach Poly, makes the return.
Mookie's had himself a pretty good game.
Scooping it up at the 15-yard line. That's about a 40-yard return. Good field position for the Vikings. So Hossman trying to make the tackle, and he can't. Oh, second chance. He did get him. Good job, Scott Brocious. Our producer said, no, he did get him. We always go a little crazy because, Jeff's love for kickers, particularly kickers who can tackle.
That puts him on a whole different level.
We saw a kicker bring back a pick 6 this week. It was called off of the penalty, but that was wild. The 46-yard line, here's the give. Racing up over the 40-yard line, close to a first down. Kanye Hunter out of Dominguez. We've seen him a couple of times today. Running game kind of moving for Long Beach City. They had some trouble running the football yesterday, but Khalil Warren's looked pretty good. We just saw Hunter with a nice run. We saw Foster earlier in the game. He was running pretty well. Some running backs this year for Long Beach City College. So, okay, maybe not so well. Dennis Pope has to be the killjoy. There's the lob, one-on-one coverage, incomplete. Intended receiver on the play was Matthew Dragic. On the coverage for RCC was Timiko Jackson. And looks like we have a new quarterback in for Long Beach City as well. Alan Fournette at the controls. Fournette, the freshman out of Austin, Texas. Del Valle High School. How about the Longhorns?
They beat the pants off of Michigan.
Going on the road. Looks like it'll be a first down up to the 35-yard line for Long Beach City here as we're getting deeper into the fourth quarter. Jalen Hawkins, Arizona kid out of Millennial High, dances inside. Hawkins, 5'10", 180-pounder. So here's the fourth down play, and they blow it dead. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're all over. I mean, not to criticize because I know it's the first game for everybody. The chain gang's been all over the place today. So not being critical, but the officials had to step in there. So 1st and 10 from the 36 for Long Beach City College. Another bad snap. Fournette throws it. Oh, nice catch there. Complete to Clark, and he's out of bounds at the 15. He'll get about 20 on the play. That's Dylan Clark out of the backfield, the Culver City product.
Yeah, a couple bad snaps in a row here.
For a Viking first down at the Tiger 15-yard line.
So now the backside of the chain gang is off. The ball is ahead of where the chain is. So they're going to have more confusion if they get a first down here. 1st and 10. Fournette into the corner. Incomplete. Juggling it. Thought he might have a shot at it. 2nd and 10 coming up. Another look at it here. Little Jocelyn there. Marcellus Linton was out there for RCC, battling with Norvell P.J. Holmes. 2nd down and 10. So it looks like they've got it figured out now in terms of the chains. Complete out of the backfield.
Yeah, great play there.
That's Hunter again with the reception.
Little screen pass.
Kind of the check down. Fournette seems to have a security, feels pretty secure about Kanye Hunter, who picks up 5 on the play. 3rd and 5 coming up. Dragic and Bereni. Here's the give to Hunter, and this time the Tigers are there. Anderson in on that play.
Yeah, it looks like a couple.
Cameron Marsh also in on the tackle.
Some new guys in for RCC. Boger out of the game right now.
Marsh, the freshman from Santiago. Now, it's interesting because you had a little colloquy with Pep about the whole Santiago thing last week. 4th and 4 on the Pep rally. We'll have to get into that here on the break. So Hunter in the backfield. Dragic, Bereni, and Dunn to the right side of the formation. Fournette looking that way. Here's the toss into the corner, incomplete. And the ball over on downs to the Tigers. So we'll throw it down to Pep. Speaking of Pep Fernandez, let's throw it down to Pep on the sideline.
Hey, Ghazal and Jeff, you guys just mentioned some of the backups getting in the game right now for RCC. After that most recent RCC touchdown, Jared Doolittle popped right off the bench, started getting loose. He was right there on the sideline with the coaches, and it looks like he's going in right now because I just asked Brady Jones, are you done for the night? He's like, I'm not sure. It probably depended what Long Beach City was going to do on this drive. They came up empty. So, yeah, Jared Doolittle coming in at quarterback right now for the Tigers.
Jared Doolittle, 7,100 career yards at Western Christian in 31 games, threw for 88 touchdowns, completing 56% of his passes, and his last name matches that of one of my favorite Pixies albums. And so from the 4-yard line up to about the 10, they'll keep it on the ground. Making the carry, Devin Turner, the freshman from La Cañada.
Yeah, there's 3 players from that Western Christian team last year that are on this RCC team this year.
Good recruiting.
Great recruiting.
They're a good offensive team. And they'll play some offense here at RCC. So I want to get a couple things in here. We'll get our first look at Doolittle. Just give the ball off. Turner turns the corner, but he's out of bounds. He kind of bumped into his own man. Let's see whether they mark him off. He got the first down.
And another flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play?
There's a flag. No kidding.
They've been so rare, Jeffrey. It is the first game. Let's be fair. So, yeah, he bumped into Bo Bruins. And that kind of helped him, delayed it a little bit. Nice downfield block. Oh, was it? Okay.
That was on the outside.
Because Daryl Booker, he's a Western Christian guy. He laid a great block down the field. We were talking about that yesterday with Ahmad Noor. He's one of the assistants at Hillcrest who coaches the wide receivers. He coached the wide receivers for Pete Duffy at Rancho Verde as well.
Yeah, that's right.
And so we were talking about wide receivers blocking. 2nd down and 8 from the 11. Doolittle making some adjustments. Nixon comes over, and a timeout called by Tom Kraft. It'll give us a chance to do the story. So, talking to Tom Kraft in terms of recruiting, and he was saying that a lot of the opposition, they use the idea that, well, if you go to Riverside, you're not going to play. You need to go somewhere where you're going to play. And he said, well, yes and no, right? You want to go somewhere, and there's Tom Kraft, but you're going to play in the right situation. Go to somewhere where you can trust the coach, and they'll be straight with you about stuff. And maybe you don't play the first year, but maybe you're playing the second year. Maybe you're playing behind a guy that's going to go off to the next level. And it was interesting because I had another, when I worked with Reggie Theus, he would tell me the same thing, that the most important thing is you got to make sure that you have a relationship with the coach, that you can be honest with them and they can be honest with you. And when his son was looking at schools, that's what he was looking at. Is the coach a good coach? And then is the coach going to be honest? And can my son be honest with the coach? It makes a lot of sense. That second, kind of successful person in the industry has taught me that. Here's the give. That's a good play. That's Rakeen Moore making the play, pulling down Devin Turner. Instead, I'm sorry, that was not. Moore's obviously out of the game now with the score kind of out of hand. Doolittle looking towards the sideline, making the play for Long Beach. That was Bryson Owen. Owen, a freshman from Marina High School in Huntington Beach. Gains up front for the Vikings and whistles. Oh, and is there a flag? So back it off 5 more yards. 7:23 to play in this one. RCC very much in control, 44-14. They led 30-7 at the half. It's tumbling forward, trying to make something happen is Turner. He'll get back out to the 10-yard line. That'll give the Tigers a little bit of breathing room when they punt it away.
Not much punting tonight, though, from the Tigers.
Hosman, I think this is his 4th punt. I think it's for John Hosman Lees. Maybe I'm confused because he has kicked off a couple times, too.
He has.
I think it might be his 3rd punt. Yeah, and, Tom Kraft likes Josh a lot. Helix High School in La Mesa down in the San Diego area has produced a couple of pretty good football players in recent years. So here's the kick. Fielded at the 49-yard line. Trying to bring it up the field. He's got some room, and there's a flag on the play. Brings it back to the 34-yard line. The return on that play by Austin King out of Long Beach Poly. So 38-yard kick and a 15-yard return.
And
actually about a 12-yard return. There'll be a penalty somewhere. They're going to mark it off.
Oh, they called that a illegal block, huh?
Blindside block.
Yeah. Is that what it was?
So they'll mark it off against the Vikings. So back to the 35-yard line. Long Beach City will take control there. Very different game than last year. A couple of years ago, we had a game here in 2019 where the Vikings came close. They had an 11-point lead going in the fourth quarter. And Jacob Barlich, who ended up playing at Nevada, engineered a comeback. 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter for RCC. On the 35. New quarterback in. Tumbling over Eddie Elaine making the play.
Eddie's played a lot tonight. Great to see.
O'Shea Wallace, the quarterback out of Cathedral City. Dual threat. He's kind of an option and a thrower. A lot of RP. I mean, when you say option quarterback now, the entire NFL predicated on the pass run option. And he'll keep it. Wallace. He's got some space down the sideline. He'll get the first down and kind of saunter out of bounds somewhere around the 35.
We see right there, he is a speedster.
RPO. Everything is RPO these days. Like, remember in Fletch when it was all ball bearings. 28-yard pickup there.
30 weight.
O'Shea Wallace.
30 weight ball bearings?
You must need a refresher course. It's all ball bearings now. Well, it's all RPO nowadays in football. Hunter in the backfield. And he'll motion out of the backfield. And now the Tigers have figured it out. Give James Cook a little bit of time, and he'll figure things out. Loss back to about the 36-yard line. Darian Medlock there. He's out of Dallas, Texas. Wearing number 72. Ed Too-Tall-Jones wore 72 for the Cowboys.
I liked Ed Too. I don't like the Cowboys, but I always liked Ed Too-Tall-Jones. I met him once. Very nice man.
He wasn't too tall for you, though. You guys are about the same height. 2nd and 11 for the Vikings. Stepping up, throwing to the outside. It's complete. And that's Hunter. Eddie Elaine trying to bring him down, and then a little bit of extracurricular activity right near the first down marker. Kanye Hunter with the reception. Stepping up in the pocket is Wallace. We already talked about Omar on the wire. Of course, one of the famous lines from the wire, "Where's Wallace?" Of course, Michael B. Jordan played the role of Wallace in the wire.
68-18.
So short of the first down, it's 3rd and 1, and here's Wallace. Where's Wallace? He's getting the first down for Long Beach City College. Oh, wow, they marked him short. Looked like he extended the ball, but I guess the knee must have been down. And no, of course, see? You got to trust your own eyes, man. That was clearly a first down.
Yes, it was.
They hesitated, but
68-18, CSTR state champs after the third quarter.
Both state champs looking pretty good today. Then Ramona won yesterday. So a good weekend for the state champs in the city of Riverside. 1st and 10 down to the 25-yard line. Wallace with the give. This is Warren. Warren turns the corner inside the 20 and finally upended around the 15-yard line. Michael George making the tackle. Michael George out of Houston, Texas. Tom Kraft going anywhere and everywhere to pick up players. Warren's one of those guys. Remember that we were joking about number 44, like John Riggins. He breaks one tackle and then finally gets upended. Once he turns his shoulders square, that's got to be a tough assignment to bring him down.
Our cameraman almost took another shot. Steve.
Wallace rolling. Wallace throwing incomplete. Guess who was chasing him?
Eddie Elaine.
Isaiah Boger.
Boger's back in.
Yeah. Right? That's Boger.
Yeah, there he is. I can tell by the flow, as they would say. You have good flow. You have good hair.
I try, man. I have a new hair person.
Do you call him a hairdresser or a barber?
It's a woman.
Oh, so it's a hairdresser.
Yeah, hairdresser. Jalen. She actively recruited me. She said, I could do something different with your hair. I said, do it. O'Shea Wallace. Warren, right side, dancing around. Nice block downfield by Bordeaux, but he's brought down inside the 10. Gets to the 8-yard line, about a 7-yard pickup on the play, 3rd and manageable coming up. I never had like the upsell on the hair, because usually they just ask you, well, what do you want? You know,
high and tight.
And I thought about it, and I said, you are the professional, so let me trust you. And if worse comes to worse and it's horrible, it'll grow back in a couple of weeks. I'm not worried about that.
Have you ever had a mohawk?
Never. Almost got a faux hawk once.
How about one of those dudes where you get it short and kind of spiky?
Darius Jackson blocking downfield. Nice job. Middle of the line, rolling up for RCC. Big fella right in the middle was Makai Sagayo, the freshman from Edison. We've called his name a couple of times.
We have. Do you ever use Moose?
I try not to. I used it the other day. I think I used it Thursday, but not yesterday or today.
Hey,
not Muse. I mean gel. I'm talking about gel. So stop short of the first down. It's 4th and 1. So the Vikings have a decision to make here with 2 minutes to play in this one. Gazal Hassan with you, Jeff Gorham and Pep Fernandez.
Do you think Pep uses? It was Depp. Remember Depp?
I remember Depp
from the '80s.
It was before Johnny Depp was famous.
Yes,
because if they had there's Isaiah Boger.
What do you think? Pep has kind of a spiky look.
Yeah, he keeps it short and tight, TV style. Buzz cut.
You know who Pep looks like the other day. I'm going to say this because I got to talk about my guy Pep. Do you ever watch that show $1 Million Listing?
I do not.
He looks like the guy. He's on $1 Million Listing. What's his name? He played football.
Speaking of Pep, there he is.
There he is. He looks like the guy from $1 Million Listing on Bravo or one of those shows. The guy was a kicker at Syracuse. I thought it was Pep. I thought Pep was selling $30, $40 million homes. See, that's why Pep is good, though, on TV. He has good hair. So do you. That's why
4th and 1.
That's why I'm only great to hear, not to look at.
Rolling is Wallace. Here comes Boger chasing him down. Wallace in the end zone. Touchdown, Long Beach City.
That was a good catch.
Great catch in the end zone. Norvell P.J. Holmes from La Mirada. The whole enchilada from La Mirada. He reels it in, and the Vikings 6 on the board, trying to make it 21 here with the PAT. Eric Zavala.
I think Pep has something for us.
Okay. Well, let's wait for the PAT, and we'll toss it down to Pep.
Can't wait. I know who he looks like. I'm going to show you right now. Josh Altman.
Was a kicker at Syracuse?
Yes, he was a kicker at Syracuse. Does he not look like Pep Fernandez?
No. Pep.
Look at that. Look at that guy.
Swings the right leg. Zavala pumps it through. The man of the hour, Pep Fernandez, will toss it down to the sideline. Great to work with you again, Pep. I'm so happy when I heard you were working today.
Likewise, gentlemen, and I did not have my hair on tonight's bingo card, but since you're talking about it, yes, I do use hair gel, and the reason my hair is always high and tight is because I think about the last 20 years, I cut my own hair. I put it like a 2 or 3 on the side, a 4 or 5 on top, so about every week and a half, 2 weeks, go in the garage, give myself a haircut, throw some gel in it, and I'm ready to go. I'm looking this good, man. Even though it's hot out here, I'm looking great. Back to you.
Man does not live by high school football scores alone. I felt we got a little bit of insight there into Pep. I love getting insight into Pep Fernandez.
Okay, well, I want everybody at home, look up Josh Altman. Josh Altman. Google it. And then I want you to do a side-to-side. I'm going to do it later on tonight on social media. And you tell me if Pep Fernandez and Josh Altman are doppelgangers.
Who is the guy that lets himself get bit? Man does not live by high school football scores alone. I felt we got a little bit of insight there into Pep. I love getting insight into Pep Fernandez.
Okay, well, I want everybody at home, look up Josh.
Here's the line drive kick. It's fielded at about the 5-yard line. Bringing it out is Dominique Cox. I'm sorry, that's not Cox. This is what we have when we're getting the first day. Daryl Booker, that's Booker out of Western Christian. He made a play on special teams earlier. He'll weave up to about the 30, so about a 25-yard return. And one last opportunity, or maybe not, maybe more than one last opportunity for RCC. We'll get another look at Jared Doolittle. So officially the 29.
The question is, will Pep Fernandez get Tom Kraft postgame?
So Brady Jones' final numbers, according to Dennis Pope, 24 of 39, 270 yards, 1 interception. Marquise Monroe slithers up to about the 6. Jet Petty, 15 of 28 through the year, 128 yards. So a couple of quarterbacks battling. Brady Jones won that battle tonight. Thanks to Dennis for the update on the numbers. And right now you're just going to melt the clock a little bit.
There it is. Hey,
oh, wow.
Look at that.
Great work. Great work in the truck.
I love it.
Great work. That'll win the Star Award right there. That's next year's Star Award right there. Here's the give right up the middle. Diving, I think that's Monroe again, diving up to about the 42-yard line. 6 more yards. Sticks will move up. First down RCC. So when Scott Brocious texts me and say, hey, what should we submit? I said, well, we got to submit RCC Long Beach City just for that.
How great was that? How quick they got that done. Oh, that's the best.
Victory formation. So RCC comes in, ranked number 1 on the coaches poll, and the kneel down coming up. Thanks, Dennis Pope, for hanging out with us. 44-21, the final against Long Beach City. You know, Long Beach City, they're in the top 25 also to start the season. They're always tough. Young, talented team, which we saw today, but the Tigers, the new-look Tigers, in defense of their state champ, and they're at home, so they have a little bit of an advantage here. We had to move the start time, but 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 7 o'clock, doesn't seem to matter. The Tigers rolling along.
Well, you said the new look, but they look like the old look Tigers.
There's Divine Pearson, the first of his 3 trips to pay dirt.
Great game. I mean, offensively, defensively, you can't complain. We saw a lot of new guys playing defense here in the end of the game.
There's a touchdown by Foster for Long Beach City. Pearson again. There's the field goal from Padilla. We saw a new kicker christened by RCC. Pearson again. Not once, not twice, the 3rd time with a hat trick. Petty, and a nice catch there by Clark for the touchdown. Good coverage. Jones again. Here's Jones with a touchdown pass. And we'll throw it down to Pep Fernandez right now. Fernandez is standing by with Tom Kraft.
All right, thanks, guys. Yeah, we have head coach Tom Kraft. And, Coach, a decisive win here in your season opener. What impressed you tonight about your Tigers?
Well, I'll tell you, in the first game, you're always concerned about execution. And we have a lot of new players, and I thought they did well. We got to show a little bit more composure. Penalties, we got to clean those up. But those are the types of things that happen in the first game, and the players played hard, and it's a good win for us to start with a young team.
And defensively, what really stood out to you about tonight?
Just that we played a lot faster and a lot harder today than we'd had in camp, and we built that up. So the guys did a good job. We broke the coverage down a couple of times, but overall, it's a good, solid win for us.
All right, appreciate the time, Coach. Thank you very much. That's RCC head coach Tom Kraft. Guys, a big win. If you're going to stay on the air, maybe I'll try to grab a player or two as well. But for now, I'll toss it back up to you.
Hopefully we can get a player. That'd be good if Pep can get a player. We'll keep it here, see if Pep can maybe get a player from the Tigers, or maybe James Cook, the defensive coordinator, on to talk about the defense a little bit. But, pretty typical for Tom Kraft. Happy with the win. But there's stuff he's going to go back and look at and say, we could have done this, that, and that better. But that's why he's had such success everywhere he's been.
Well, I'll tell you this. That was the most positive I've seen Tom Kraft after game 1. He sounded pretty darn happy. New guys, he said, they all stepped up. There were a lot of penalties tonight. That's obvious because of the first game situation. But I think this team, through the tutelage of guys like Jordan Barton, Retzlaff, the line, it's not just the quarterback. It is every single piece and cog that we have seen the last 2 years that really has made those younger guys step up into this new
There's two sides.
roles.
There's 2 sides to that, right?
Yeah.
And you can, because you're younger brothers, you can relate to this. So the one side of it is, hey, yeah, I got to watch, I got to watch Jake Retzlaff, I got to watch Jordan Barton. But the other part is, man, we've been to the state final the last 4 years. We've won 2 state championships. We've won 2 national championships. We don't want to mess this up. We don't want to be known as poor. I don't want to be the one, the bad, in that sequence of great quarterbacks. I don't want to be the bad one.
Yeah, you don't want to follow the Rolling Stones. You don't want to follow the Jackson 5. But I'll tell you what, when you're in the room, I'm sure coaches, like you said, you don't want to let these guys down. You don't want to let your teammates down.
Yeah.
And you want to continue this great run. And man, it was really, really a great, fun game to watch, more so than I even anticipated.
And we were talking about this yesterday, but it is about culture. You see things going on with RCC that maybe you don't see with other teams in terms of how they play. And Tom Kraft talking about, hey, everybody doing their job as a team and not worrying about how many yards or whatever I get. No, the team's winning. We're all doing positive things. It's all going to come together. And, like the whole wide receiver situation, guys played in platoons last year. Not a lot of numbers. 5 guys are now playing at the next level.
Yeah, and the old adage, you can say subtraction by or addition by subtraction. That doesn't ever affect here. I mean, it is just you learn and you just add. There's no subtraction.
30
guys. I mean, we've seen it at the high school level at
and
Ramona.
I thought Isaiah Boger was gone, and he's back.
And he was my favorite player last year.
Yeah.
And it's great to see guys staying around because they like the success. They like to learn.
I mean, like looking at the returnees. I mean, we saw Marcellus Linton is back. We saw Juwan Nixon come. So Nixon's back. He played well today. Taven Anderson got a cup of coffee last year. We saw him a little bit. So Raymond Valencia. So those guys who played last year and now are back, they know, they understand that, hey, this is something big. And, you know, it's like you play at a big-time program. You don't want to be the one that messes it up.
No, you sure don't. I'm not too sure if we're going to get anybody, because Coach Kraft is first game. He's talking to his new guys.
Yeah.
Pep's over there. I think we're going to call it a night there, Gazal.
I have faith in Pep. I'm going to give him 2 more minutes, and we have faith in him. But, yeah, both teams on the field right now in huddles, extended huddles right now after the first game. But, you know, the opener of the title defense, well done. Job well done by RCC, the entire squad and the coaching staff, and a lot of new parts, not just on the field but off the field too. A lot of new parts going on for the Tigers, and then obviously Long Beach City. You know, it's just tough. Long Beach City, we saw how talented they are. They're a very young team this year. You know, Brett Peabody does a great job over there. I think in his 12th year as head coach at Long Beach City College. And, you know, they're going to play another tough schedule, but, you know, they're very well respected. The coaches poll had them in the top 25. It's got to be tough to come on the road here, and then the time change and everything like that. Obviously, you don't want to play in the heat, but when everything got changed up, it kind of makes things different for everybody, for both the home team and the road team. Home, you have a little bit of an advantage, right? You're rolling out of bed and you're coming to the field, whereas you got to organize things. If you're Brett Peabody and his staff, you got to organize stuff. They've broken the huddle now, so we're going to wait to see if Pep can maybe get a player or two and talk to. How about the debut of Bo Bruins? What did you think?
I thought he played well. I mean, he's playing out of a position. He played at running back his entire career at Ramona, but the strength and the plays outside of getting the football, he was something special tonight, and I could see why Coach Kraft said he was the player of the camp.
Yeah, had a very good camp, and a couple of guys there. We got to see Jerry Doolittle throw the ball a little bit. Brady Jones clearly cemented himself as a starting quarterback today out of Vista Murrieta, and we're waiting on Pep. Does he have somebody? He's got somebody. We'll throw it down to Pep Fernandez.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, they just broke out of their huddle, and a big win for RCC. A lot to like in this game, especially on the ground. Divine, what really stood out to you about the offensive attack tonight?
My teammates, our O-line just did their job. Everybody executed. I just want to thank God. That's pretty much it.
So, obviously, in a first game of the year, it could be a work in progress. It's not going to be perfect. It might not look exactly clean. But what do you think really stood out that you guys can build upon going into next week now with Golden West on the schedule?
Next week, I feel like our air attack, we could get better. Our passing game, if we keep our composure, we could put up 60 on anybody.
And obviously coming off a state championship, a national championship, you know, everyone's like curious, is RCC going to be back? Are they going to stay at that level? Do you think we got our answer tonight?
Hey, what the score say?
Appreciate it, Divine. Great game.
Thank you.
All right, that's Divine Pearson. I was trying to get you guys Bo Bruins. I know we're all Bo Bruins fans. I don't know if he ran off, but if you guys stay on the air, I might try to track him down the next 60 seconds. Back to you.
All right, we'll keep it up. Listen, I have faith in Pep, man. I know he's your best friend. He's your little buddy, but I have faith in Pep. We'll hold it on for another 60 seconds to see if we could get Bo Bruins, his former head coach, his high school coach, got his 100th victory yesterday. We had that for you right here on Riverside TV. Just to remind you, it's going to be exciting all week, all season, because we're going to have every home game for the Tigers, so you can actually come to the home games. It's a great atmosphere tonight, and then go home the next morning, or if you want to, kind of put yourself to sleep, go watch our replay.
Yeah, in fact, I talked to Jennifer Mashinsky today, and she was shocked. Ken had no idea it was his 100th victory, and she was like, how did you guys find that out? I said it was the big brain of Gazal Hassan.
All right, so we'll throw it back down to Pep Fernandez, efforting interviews. He's got Bo Bruins.
We sure do, and you guys have been talking about all night long the Bo Bruins show back here in Riverside. You know, he started at Ramona High School. Obviously, we had him a lot here on Riverside TV. Now at RCC, kind of a little bit of a different role. So, Bo, your first game in a Tigers uniform, playing I guess it's listed as tight end, more maybe like a halfback. But what do you think tonight? How did it go for you?
I think we did good as a team. We handled business. That's it.
So tonight, first game of the year, we just talked to Divine about, seeking perfection, but being okay that it's not perfect and you guys can build upon, what you did tonight going into next week and the rest of the season. What are some areas that you feel like the team really stood out tonight was strong?
I feel like we came out strong. During halftime, we came back out kind of flat. We need to improve on that, come out strong, set the tone.
All right, guys, Bo Bruins, we were talking about his family in the cheering section so loud. Do you hear them? Like when you're on the sidelines or in the game, you hear them going nuts up there? We do.
I'm locked in. I don't hear no one.
All right, thanks, Bo. Appreciate it. All right, that's one and only Bo Bruins, guys, by demand. Gazal, Jeff, back up to you.
Converted running back to tight end, kind of more of an H back, because you tight end, you think of 6'2", 235-pound guy, but man, he acquitted himself pretty well. And you forget the injury cost him a year, cost him his playoffs his senior year, cost him a year. So happy to see that young man. The fact that his family was here and they were cheering him on, and his buddies were here, it's got to be great. And he contributed to a big win for RCC.
Yeah, and it's nice to see him. I mean, he's put on a ton of weight. His strength is there, but he's still a man of few words.
Great debut at quarterback by Brady Jones, threw for 270 yards, 3 touchdowns for Divine Pearson as well, and 2 touchdowns for McMasters as well for RCC. And the defense until the end really put the pressure on Long Beach City College. 44-21 the final. Final thoughts, Jeff Gorham.
Another year, another great team. Tom Kraft has just crafted his way into the hearts and souls here in Riverside. Great to see a packed house here on the home side. And I think, honestly, it's the sky is the limit. They can continue the success. Maybe they can get 3 out of 4 here the last 4 years.
Yeah, so they'll be on the road the next 2 weeks. We're back on the 28th. And great weekend of football here in Riverside. 3 games we got to call and a lot of action with the city teams. We're back with 2. I think it's Thursday, Friday next week on the high school side. But again, for Jeff Gorham, for Pep Fernandez, for Dennis Pope, and our entire award-winning Riverside TV crew, my name's Ghazal Hassan. The final score tonight, RCC 44, Long Beach City 21. Until next time, so long, everybody.